moltes que vendran Miquel Contestí, després de que divendres dia 2 deixés president, el millor president com molts qualifiquen d'aquest club, un president que va morir, com he dit, divendres dia 2 de gener del 2026, en els seus 92 anys. Són dies difícils, són dies complicats, sempre quan qualcú perd una persona estimada i sobretot el mallorquinisme perd en el seu president etern, un president que va arribar a Mallorca el 1978 amb un club en crisi, amb un club a punt de quebrar, i amb els 14 anys que ell va estar com a president aquí en el Mallorca va aconseguir moltes coses. Una d'elles, primer de tot, és posar ordre en aquella situació complicada i difícil que vivien en aquell temps al Mallorca. Va posar disciplina i va formar unes bases perquè el club se consolidés a la primera divisió espanyola, se consolidés en el futbol professional espanyol, i jo crec que ha deixat un llegat molt llarg i molt gran, molts èxits. Crec que hi ha moltes coses a comentar, no? Un d'ells, i el més important, jo crec que hem de recalcar, que va evitar que el Mallorca desaparegués. Jo crec que és l'èxit més gran, perquè si avui en dia podem disfrutar tots del Mallorca és gràcies a que Miquel Contestí va evitar que el Mallorca desaparegués. I junt amb aquest gran èxit, 3 ascensos a primera divisió i la gran primera final de Copa del Rei que va disputar el Mallorca en el 91, que molt enrere era impensable que qualque vegada el Mallorca arribés a una final de Copa del Rei, i gràcies a la feina de Miquel Contestí i tot el seu equip se va poder arribar. Llavors dic, podríem estar xerrant moltes hores. És més, el nostre director de comunicació, Albert Sales, va fer un directe de 2 hores i podríem seguir molt més, perquè crec que és tota una llegenda. Jo crec que simplement el que puc dir és que el seu llegat és i serà etern. És un mallorquinista de cap a peus, en tots els sentits. Jo crec que totes les decisions que va prendre i tot el que va fer en aquest club va ser pensant en el moment actual on hem arribat és gràcies a tot el que ell va fer. I bé, un mallorquinista de cap a peus, una persona que estimava moltíssim en el Mallorca i que totes les decisions que va prendre varen ser en benefici en el club i sempre pensant en el club i la seva gent. Dit això, jo crec que l'únic que podem donar-li és gràcies des d'aquí. Jo no vaig poder viure els seus anys com a president, però sí que he pogut llegir aquests dies, m'han pogut explicar
Talla preta, el que se suposava, no? El València també està en una situació que no és la més còmoda per ells.
Welcome, ladies
I això
and
natural.
gentlemen, to today's live stream. My name is Daniel Armstrong, and thank you so much for tuning in to today's fixture. Now, today we have a very, very exciting one. Finally back from Christmas and New Year's vacations. Now, I hope everyone's had a good time. I hope everyone's had a good break. But today we are back for more La Liga action, where we have Real Mallorca facing up against Girona. Now, we're just about 23 minutes away from kickoff, and we still have plenty to talk about of this matchup, because lots and lots have happened since the last time that we last tuned in here on the YouTube Play Red channel. So let's just get right into it. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe if you're new to the YouTube Play Red channel, and make sure to follow us on all our social media pages to stay active and to stay updated daily on the Real Mallorca squad. Now, let's get right into it and talk about the last time out for Real Mallorca. And that was when they did face Valencia Club Football away at the Mestalla Stadium, where Samu Costa opened up the lead early on for Real Mallorca. But it was in the second half where Hugo Duro managed to get the equalizer for Valencia to draw the match 1-1, and both teams taking home a point each. So, I mean, not a terrible result at the Mestalla Stadium, but overall, it was a really poor team performance from Real Mallorca last time out against Valencia, and we're going to look at the stats there and talk about that match in a minute. But again, it's not a bad result, a draw away at the Mestalla Stadium. It's a tough stadium to play at, but I think overall team performance, it was just really, really poor offensively and defensively from this Real Mallorca side. It was 38% possession for Real Mallorca, 62% possession for Valencia Club Football. But if we take a look at the shots here, it's only 5 shots in the whole match for Real Mallorca, with 2 on target. And for Valencia, it's a total of 18 shots, but they did only manage to get 2 shots on target. So a poor display from Valencia, despite them being the dominant side. 18 shots with only 2 on target. It's poor offensive display from Valencia, and I think really poor team performance from Real Mallorca defensively and offensively. It was just constantly Valencia, in control of the game, constantly taking the ball back. Real Mallorca giving it away too easily, and it just wasn't enough creativity up front. So, not the performance we wanted last time out. But as we do know, Real Mallorca really have been looking a lot better recently in the last few weeks in the La Liga division. Now, also, if you take a look at the screen, you can take a look at the highlights of last time out for Girona, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, we have some other things to look at. But if you do want to see the highlights for Girona last week out, where they played Atlético de Madrid, where they did manage to lose 3-0, you can take a look at that, as it is on display on your screen right there. Now, Real Mallorca have won 1 out of their last 5 matches, and Girona have also won 1 out of their last 5 matches. So, 2 teams in very similar forms here at the minute. And I think we're going to have a really interesting matchup out here today, because it's not just 2 teams that are in similar form, but it's also 2 teams that are sitting in a bit of a similar position in the table. Now, 3 points would mean the world, I think, for both of these teams out here today, as Real Mallorca are currently sitting at 14th place with 18 points on the table, meaning they've drawn 6 matches, they've won 4, and they've lost 7. Sitting not too far from relegation, actually only sitting 3 points away from relegation. And let's take a look at what it would mean for Girona, as they're currently sitting at 18th place with 15 points on the table. So only 3 points behind Real Mallorca, meaning they've won 3 matches, they've drawn 6, and they've lost 8. Again, sitting just in that relegation zone, only 3 points away from Mallorca. So the 3 points out here today are really, really important for both of these sides. For Girona, it would crawl them out of that relegation zone, and for Real Mallorca, it would take them away from the relegation zone and put them in the middle of the table. So again, it's three really, really important points for both of these sides, and I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup out here today, as we're looking at two sides that, when they face each other, it usually is a very competitive matchup. Now, as we were just talking about just a minute before there, and as you saw on the screen, the last time out for Girona, they did face Atletico de Madrid at home here at the Montilivi Stadium. So, at the Girona Stadium, where despite having the majority of the possession from Girona, they still just couldn't manage to get a decent result, losing 3-0 to Atletico de Madrid. So, they didn't actually put up a bad fight. They had 51% possession in the match, and they had quite a few chances offensively. But again, it's not easy facing a team like Atletico de Madrid. They did manage to lose 3-0, which for me, if you look at the performance that Girona put in, they put in a good performance. So I don't know how they've managed to lose 3-0 there. But again, this Girona side, yes, they have been in poor form, but I think it's still a team that Real Mallorca really have to look out for. And I think it could be a really close game here at the San Mar Stadium today. But my head is always tilting towards Real Mallorca. And today, I think Real Mallorca do have the advantage, being the home side and the record between these two sides that they usually have. I think Real Mallorca have the possibilities of getting a very, very important 3 points out here today. So, talking about these two sides, let's take a look at the last time out that these two sides did face each other. And that was all the way back out in May 2025, away at the Montilivi Stadium, where Stuani managed to get the only goal in the match for Girona in the 10th minute to win the match 1-0 for Girona. So a bit of a quiet one last time out. These two sides faced each other, but the 3 points did go for Girona. They did go for the home side. That's something that Real Mallorca also have to take into consideration. The last time they faced each other, Girona did get the 3 points, and it wasn't that long ago, but it was a year ago, as we're now officially in 2026. So what if we look at the last time that Girona played here at the San Mar Stadium? I think that's an important one to talk about, and that was all the way back in December 2024, so quite a while ago, where it was despite Muriqi picking up a red card for Real Mallorca. He picked it up in the 30th minute. Real Mallorca did still manage to keep the 3 points at home, with Kyle Larin scoring both goals to make it 2-1. So a huge result last time out for Real Mallorca facing against this Girona side here at the San Mar Stadium. Being one man down at the start of the match, and even like that, they still managed to win 2-1. Of course, Kyle Larin is a player who's no longer in this Real Mallorca squad, as he was sent on loan out to Feyenoord out in the Netherlands, so he's no longer here in this Real Mallorca squad. But you still think that with the players that Real Mallorca have, with the new talents that they have, they should be able to do quite a bit of damage to this Girona side. And one thing for me, I think defensively, Real Mallorca were a lot of a stronger team, a lot of a better team. This year, their defense is a lot weaker, but one thing I will also say is last year, I think the offense was, poor for Real Mallorca, and I think this year it's their stronger point. They've improved massively on the attacking side, on the offensive side, and I do think they can do a lot of damage to this Girona side. They've got some new important talents that Girona did not see last time. Of course, Girona also have some important names, some important talents in that squad. You do also have to recognize it. There are some familiar names that, lots of football fans will recognize. You've got Lamar, who used to play at big clubs like Atletico de Madrid, the French player, and then you've got Whistle in the midfield, who's played also at Benfica, Dortmund, all these big clubs. You've got Davy Bland, who's played at Manchester United. You've got Brian Gil, who Mallorca did have an eye on, tried to sign at one point. Again, there's some really, really interesting players in this Girona squad. But, I think if we're comparing both of these teams, I definitely think Real Mallorca have the upper hand in this one. And I think their new signings, again, the new talents just can do so much damage to this Girona squad. And I think Real Mallorca really, really do have some special talents in their squad this year. They just need to start making the most of it, as they're not really getting the results they've wanted. For me, some players to keep an eye on out there today. One of the best players in that Real Mallorca squad at the minute, if not maybe the best, is Jan Virgili, the 19-year-old left winger, the Spanish left winger, who Real Mallorca signed this season for the price of $3 million from Barcelona. What a talent he is on that wing. He's created the most big chances for Real Mallorca currently in the squad, and he's also already got 5 assists to his name this season. For me, he's just such a danger on that left wing. And of course, you have to talk about, the man in the richest form, the man for Real Mallorca at the minute, who is Vedat Muriqi. Currently the maximum goal scorer for Real Mallorca this season with 9 goals to his name so far. I mean, he's a man who's in rich form. He's a man who's looking very, very confident, who wants to score goals in and out, week in, week out. It doesn't matter who they're facing. He's there to score goals, and he's going to want it. So I think that's the main man to look out for Girona out there today. He's the 3rd maximum goal scorer of the La Liga this season. He doesn't play for a big club. He doesn't play for Madrid or Barcelona. He's here at Mallorca, and he's the 3rd maximum goal scorer. He's a very dangerous striker, the Pirate. And he's someone that Girona really do need to keep an eye out for. As when he plays here at the San Mar Stadium, he's always a dangerous man. He did score last time Real Mallorca played here at the San Mar Stadium. That was up against Elche just about 2 weeks ago, where they managed to win 3-1. So again, some very impressive dangers in that Real Mallorca squad. Of course, familiar names also in the Girona squad, but I just think when we're looking right now, who has the better squad, which dangers are in rich form, I think Real Mallorca definitely has the upper hand, and I think they should be winning out here today. So, both sides with very impressive players, but if we look at the two sides head-to-head in recent form, if we look at the last 5 matchups between these two sides head-to-head, Real Mallorca have won 3 of them, Girona have won 2 of them, and 0 of them were a draw. So every time these two sides do face each other, it looks like we have a winner every time. These two sides are not very familiar with drawing. It's always a result for one or the other, which is things that you love to see in football. As a matter of fact, here's a really fun fact for you. No 0-0 results in the last 14 meetings between Real Mallorca and Girona. A very, very interesting stat right there, meaning there's always a goal between these two sides. Let's hope I didn't jinx it. Let's hope today is not the day. I want to see some goals. I think everyone wants to see some goals, and especially we want to see the 3 points for Real Mallorca. Now, as I was mentioning, with impressive names in this squad, you've got Johan Mojica, who's currently got 3 assists to his name, the Colombian left back, who's been in brilliant form recently. I think offensively he's been brilliant, and I think last year defensively he did lack a lot defensively last year, but this year, for me, defensively and offensively, he's just been very, very solid in that left back position, and for me, he's a really, really impressive Colombian left back. One of the best ones in the LaLiga, I would argue, in his position. So we're just about 10 minutes away from kickoff. We do not have long left to go here before we get going here at the San Mar Stadium, where two Catalan-speaking sides are excited, nervous. I think there's lots of emotions going into this one. Two sides that need those 3 points. And now, for me, it's mostly important because, both of these sides coming back from Christmas and New Year's break. It's the second half of the La Liga division now. The first half is over. The second half is on. And I think this second half for Real Mallorca is so, so important. They have lots to prove. Again, they've built such a strong squad. They can't be going out like this. They can't be pulling poor performances like this. It's been excuses after excuses. I think now is the time. The second half, the new start of the season is here. Now is the time to start getting results. And again, they've had some really, really impressive last 2 to 3 seasons. We're talking about a Copa del Rey final all the way to penalties. Last season they almost secured European football. They ended just about 10th, 11th place. And now we're looking at a Real Mallorca side that's near a relegation zone. It just doesn't make sense to me. It can't be happening, and they really, really need to be doing better. And talking about that, it's almost a bit of a similar feeling for Girona, as just about 2-3 seasons ago, they almost won the La Liga division, coming in as the underdogs. They just got promoted up, and they ended the season with 54 points. They almost got top of the table if it wasn't for Real Madrid and Barcelona. They might have looked at winning the La Liga division and no one saw that coming. I mean, it was a historical moment for Girona. And now, almost sort of like Real Mallorca, they're all the way down here in this relegation zone trying to crawl out. I think it's almost two sides are going through a bit of a similar phase. And again, I think this second half of the season is going to be a lot to prove for both of these sides. And one thing I can say for Real Mallorca, again, I did say I think they've made some great signings. I think they have made the right decisions. But for some reason, they just can't manage to get the results they need. And, as I did say, the defense for me this season has been really, really poor. Of course, there's been no changes in the defense. There's been no new signings. The only new player we've really had is Kumbuya, the player on loan from Roma. And he doesn't even start in the starting back. So, you would have thought that maybe this winter break, Jacob Arrasate would have been looking to make signings, but he didn't make any eyes. He said he wasn't planning to make on any, and he didn't. So I just think this Real Mallorca defense is going to have to start to get it together for this second half of the season, and hopefully they can do so. Now, if we're looking at goals from both of these sides, how they've been recently, Real Mallorca have scored 7 in their last 5 matches, while Girona have only managed to score 4 in their last 5 matches. So Girona struggling a bit to score recently. It's not been, again, the offensive side that they have wanted. And not only that, an interesting fact for you is that Girona is one of the sides in the La Liga who have conceded the most goals. They've conceded over 30 goals in the La Liga division, and they've only managed to score 4 in their last 5. So I think just for Girona defensively, offensively, it's all been going wrong for them. It's not been going the way they've wanted. I think on the other hand for Real Mallorca, offensively, it has been going good. And as I mentioned, defensively, I think it's laying them down a little bit. Real Mallorca have conceded a total of 24 goals so far. So Girona have conceded about 10 more goals than them. In the La Liga division, I think it does make a big difference, those 10 goals, whether you like it or not. But both sides, defensively have been weak. I think the difference is offensively, Real Mallorca have that slight upper hand. Speaking of offense for Real Mallorca, it's Jan Virgili who's created the most big chances for Real Mallorca per match, averaging 4 big chances per match created by Jan Virgili. A very impressive stat from the youngster who again has currently got 5 assists this season, ranking him 4th place for most assists in the La Liga division. Again, another player who's up there making records along the side of Muriqi. It's something that Real Mallorca really, really got right this season, is signing the right players. We've also got Mateo Joseph, who usually starts on the right wing for Real Mallorca, but today he's been on the bench, not quite sure why. Takuma Asano's taking his place out here today. Mateo Joseph, he has been decent. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists this season, which is really not bad for the Spanish youngster who also got signed by Real Mallorca from Leeds United. So again, they have made some brilliant signings at Real Mallorca. They've proved to pay off, but now they just need to focus on getting results. And as I did mention with Girona's defense earlier, they haven't managed to keep a clean sheet in the last 6 matches. And you've got to feel bad for Paulo Gazzaniga, the goalkeeper for Girona, as he is ranked third in the La Liga for the most saves per match, is averaging 3.8 saves per match. You know, it's funny that they're one of the most conceded teams in the whole of the La Liga, yet their goalkeeper is ranked third for the most saves in the La Liga division. It really tells you a lot, doesn't it? So, just about 3 minutes away from kickoff here now. And we can see everyone getting ready here at the San Martin Stadium. Of course, there will be a minute of silence, as it's a very sad day for the Real Mallorca community, as the man by the name of Miguel Contestí, one of the most respected presidents of Real Club Deportivo Mallorca, has sadly passed away on the 2nd of January at the age of 92. You know, a man who came into the club in 1978 in a moment of crisis for Real Mallorca to help the club and bring it back to where it is today. So they'll be doing, most likely, a minute of silence, of course, for Miguel Contestí, and a sad day here for Real Mallorca, and of course, all prayers go out to family and friends. So now just 2 minutes away from kickoff, with the Real Mallorca players lining up in the tunnel along by the side of the Girona players. So the 3 points here today could mean a lot for both of these sides. And we're going to take a look at the Real Mallorca lineup while we wait for both of these sides to walk out to the pitch. For Real Mallorca, we have Leo Roman at the back. The two centre backs are Antonio Rayo and Martin Valgent. On the right back, we have Pablo Maffeo. On the left back, we have Johan Mojica. Then on these two centre defensive mid positions, we have Samu Costa and Manu Morlanes. In the centre attacking mid, we have Sergi Darder. On the left mid, we have Jambi Gili. And on the right mid, we have Takuma Asano. And then up front, the pirate, the man himself, it's Vedat Muriqi, who's currently the goal scorer for Real Mallorca. 9 goals to his name this season, and I'm sure looking for more. So there we have Jacob Arrasate walking out and sitting right on the bench there. And Girona will be going out with a 4-5-1 formation. And as I mentioned earlier, some very familiar names in this Girona squad that I'm sure many people will recognize. By the likes of Brian Keel, you've got Witzel, you've got Lamar, David Blind. You've also got Moreno on the left back. Some names that I'm sure many people are familiar with. And Mateo Joseph again on the bench now. Usually a player who starts for Real Mallorca. Takuma Asano taking his place. So now we have Real Mallorca lining up here. And then we have Girona also lining up on the pitch with the yellow kit, yellow strong green. And then we have Real Mallorca, of course, in the classic red and black. And as I mentioned earlier, we will be doing a minute of silence. So now Son Marsh does the minute of silence for, again, in case you missed it, Miguel Contestí, one of the former presidents of RCD Mallorca, who sadly passed away just a few days ago at the age of 92. So, massive respect for him and his family. And a very, very special tribute there. Things you love to see in the game. But that is over now, and the referee blows his whistle. Sonmosh all clap their hands together. And now we will get ready for kickoff. Antonio Rayo wearing the mask, as usual. So, Girona in the yellow, Real Mallorca in the red and black. The referee blows his whistle, and we are on the way here at the Sonmosh Stadium. Finally back from winter break. And here we go, the first match of the year of 2026. And how will it go? Giambirigili putting in the cross already! Almost finding Muriqi there. And what chance for Real Mallorca to start in the first 20 seconds. Already Real Mallorca with an electric start to this matchup. There's the ball there from Giambirigili. Muriqi just misses the ball there. A lovely ball from Giambirigili. Lovely vision from the youngster. He's got 5 assists already this season, Giambirigili. And going up for the header, and Muriqi picks up the rebound. What can he do with it? So Real Mallorca take the ball all the way back to Leo Roman. Leo Roman's going to play up forward. Can't quite find anyone there. He plays it back to Davy Blind. Now Girona in possession. And Real Mallorca, so far, first minute and a half, have already had a chance. You can already see the intentions from Real Mallorca starting off very, very intensely. Gazzaniga playing the ball up forward, looking for Vanat. Samu Costa flicks on to Takuma. Takuma can't keep hold of it now. Girona take the ball all the way back to Gazzaniga. Here's Davy Blind. So Girona looking for a way to play up forward, and Antonio tries to clear it. Vanat picks up the rebound. Trying to take it forward. It is going to be a throw-in for Girona. There's the manager for Girona. It's Michel. And he's not had the start to the season that he's wanted, has he? It's not just this season that has been poor for Girona, but it was also last season that it wasn't very, very good for them. So now here come Girona in possession, trying to drive forward, taking it down this right-hand side into Sikanov. Here's Sikanov. He's going to cut in, try to put in the cross. It's cleared. It falls to Rayo. The shot is blocked. And Ramaka just trying to clear it, playing out to Giambirigili on the left wing. He tries taking it forward. He loses it in a very dangerous position. Here's Brian Gill. Brian Gill into Lamar. Lamar playing out wide, and Girona Constantly on the fret, trying to put in the cross. It goes into the hands of Leo Roman. They were looking very dangerous there, Girona, on the attack. So now Real Mallorca in possession, and it's their turn to go forward. Here's Mojica. He tries playing into Giambirigili. He does well, Giambirigili, to go forward. He gets taken down. It ends up being just a goal kick. It's a good tackle there from Martinez. He does get the ball first. So it's just going to be a goal kick for Girona. And this is the start that we did want to see in this matchup. A very electric one so far. So now Gazzaniga to take the goal kick. And the goal kick from Gazzaniga goes all the way back to Leo Roman. Leo Roman playing it short. Leo Roman out wide to Mojica. Mojica's going to play up forward. Giambirigili. Manu Morales brings it down again, and Real Mallorca keep the ball in their possession. Samu Costa back to Leo Roman. Leo Roman out wide to Johan Mojica. Here's Mojica into Giambirigili. Does well to turn around Giambirigili. He gives it back to Mojica. Takumasano trying to turn around. He ends up losing it there. And now Lamar's in possession. And losing it there. Girona in a very dangerous position. Here's Sergi Darder. Sergi Darder, he's going to try and play out wide to Giambirigili. And he just couldn't get the pass through there. Witzel losing the ball in a very dangerous position there for Girona. And it gave the counterattack to Real Mallorca. They couldn't make anything from it. So now it's a throw-in for Girona. And a very dangerous start from Real Mallorca to this matchup. So now, here's Girona. Davy Blind in possession. He's going to play it through the middle into Martin. Martin to Lamar. And trying to play it forward there into Vanat. It's well defended by Antonio Rayo. It's going to be a throw-in for Girona. Now Brangil trying to put in the cross. And it almost found itself in the way into the back of the net. The deflection. Luckily Leo Roman reacted on time. So now it's going to be a corner for Girona. And taking the corner quickly, Girona. Brian Gill playing into Lamar. Back to Brian Gill. Brian Gill putting in the low cross. And the shot was blocked. Girona still keep the possession. Sikanov playing it short again. They're going to play out wide to Lamar. Lamar and Brian Gill connecting very well so far on that left-hand side. Well defended there by Pablo Maffeo. He almost gives a corner away. Takuma Asano. Pablo Maffeo clearing it. And for that, Muriqi picks up the rebound. He tries giving a free ball to Giambirigili. And Giambirigili ends up committing the foul. So it's going to be a free kick to Girona. Doesn't look like there's a lot on that for me from Giambirigili. Now Girona losing the ball in a dangerous position. So Real Mallorca in possession. Samu Costa into Martin Valgens. Back to Samu Costa. Here's Takuma. Takuma into Muriqi. He can't keep hold of it. And now Girona have it. He does well there, Martin, to keep hold of it. Here's Lamar. He's going to play it out into the left-hand side. Trying to play it forward. It's Lamar. He takes the shot off. And it goes into the hands of Leo Roman, luckily. But Girona starting to pick up quite good rhythm. So now here's Mojica. Back to Rayo. Rayo back to Leo Roman. Leo Roman into Samu Costa. Back to Leo Roman. Leo Roman's going to play it long. Trying to head it forward there, Takuma. Could have managed to do it, and now Girona have it. And driving forward down this left-hand side, it's Brian Gil. He's going to give it back to Lamar. Lamar back to Brian Gil. Brian Gil trying to make something from it. Pablo Maffeo clearing the ball there. So Girona keep the ball in possession despite Real Mallorca clearing it. And so far Girona have really taken control of this matchup. So now playing out wide into Martin. Here's Tsikhanov. Tsikhanov trying to put in the cross. It's cleared by Valgent. Moreno playing it back to Davy Blin. Davy Blin plays out wide to Brian Gil. Brian Gil into Martin. Martin back to Reyes. Reyes into David Blind. Out wide again to Brian Gil. Girona connecting the ball very well, not giving away any silly passes or mistakes. Now Lamar trying to put in the cross. Mojica picks up the cross. He's going to play it forward into Giambirigili. Here's Giambirigili. With plenty of room as Giambirigili ends up slowing down. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. So now taking it quickly. Here's Martin Valgent. Martin Valgent into Maffeo. Maffeo into Takuma. Takuma again, just giving away another throw-in. And it's just not been there this season, has he, Takuma Asano? I think last season he struggled quite a bit, and he was very unfortunate because of the injuries. And I think this season he's just been really inconsistent. His performances recently, they just haven't been good enough for me. So now Real Mallorca with the throw-in. Taking it quickly and giving it back to Martin Valgent. He's going to pass it back to Leo Roman. So far, 59% possession for Girona and only 41 to Real Mallorca. Again, almost falls very dangerously there, that Takuma Sano, but just lost it again. Almost a good chance there for Real Mallorca. Gazzaniga coming off his line to clear it. And he's not going to be an easy goalkeeper to score against. Gazzaniga. He is ranked 3rd place for most saves in the La Liga division with 3.8 saves per match. So an impressive stat there for him. Trying to drive forward. Good tackle there by Martin Valgent. Here's Arnau to take the throw in. Clearing the ball there, Raillo. Lamar ends up keeping it. He plays it back to Davy Blind. Davy Blind back to Gazzaniga. And Girona trying to clear it forward. Manu Morlanes picks up the rebound. He did well there, Manu Morlanes, and the referee awards the free kick to Real Mallorca. Just as well there to get the free kick from Lamar. So now Real Mallorca with the set-piece play. The first set-piece play of the matchup, really. And they take it quickly. Playing out wide here to Gianvirgili. He's going to try and put in the cross. Looking for Muriqi. And the keeper comes out. He gets his fists on it. Playing it back to Maffeo. Maffeo back to Leo Roman. And Real Mallorca are going to restart the play. Here's Leo Roman. Muriqi heading on forward. Too much power on that. Goes back to Gazzaniga. So now Davy Blind in possession. Driving forward. Here come Girona. Tsikhanov trying to play it forward. They end up losing it. Here's Gianvirgili breaking on the counterattack with all the pace in the world. Gianvirgili plays it into Samu Costa. Samu Costa driving forward. It's Samu Costa takes the shot off. And what's a block there from Girona. And the ball goes out of play. It's going to be a corner kick. And what a chance for Samu Costa. The block was absolutely spectacular. Samu Costa did so well there to skip past his man. Maybe just takes a bit too long to get his shot off. So now Sergi Darder to take the corner kick. Putting in the cross is cleared. Here's Mojica. He plays out wide to Manu Morlanes. Manu Morlanes into Samu Costa. He's going to put in the cross. The cross was cleared. Trying to drive forward. And the counterattack comes to nothing. Here's a look at the replay here. Samu Costa. He does so well to skip past his man. What a save from Gazzaniga. And he did so well, Samu Costa. That is a brilliant save. And I just can't believe they've kept that one out there. Girona. And you think if Samu Costa would have went down to the ground there, probably could have been awarded a penalty kick. But he stayed up on his feet. So now Manu Morlanes playing the long ball into Takuma. What ball, Takuma? Just couldn't bring it down on the first try. Gazzaniga got there first. And Gianvirgili putting on the pressure. Trying to force Girona to make a mistake. They do well, Girona, to play under the pressure. And we're about to approach the 20th minute marker now. And so far, Real Mallorca have had one or two very dangerous chances. And I think possession-wise, Girona have kept most of the ball. But Real Mallorca have definitely looked a lot more dangerous. So now here's Sikanov. Sikankov out wide again. Up against Johan Mojica. He's going to play it back. Here's Lamar. Lamar into Moreno. Linking up very well here, Girona. They're going to take it back. And restart the play. Again, it's Lamar on that right-hand side, driving forward. Looking for options. He plays out wide to Martinez. He tries putting in the cross. A decent chance there for Girona. But it was good defending by Antonio Raillo. And now it's going to be a corner kick for Girona. Here's a look at the chance again. The cross from Martinez. Plenty of power on it. But Antonio Raillo was there first. Here's Sikankov again trying to put in the cross. It goes into the hands of Leo Roman. So now Real Mallorca in possession. 21 minutes in here now. And so far, a very entertaining first half. And an absolutely brilliant save early on from Tsikhanov on Sam Costa. So now Sergi Darder picks up the play. Tries to play through ball into Gianvirgili. It was a lovely ball. I just think Gianvirgili sees it a bit too late, takes a bit too long to start running. And now the referee stops the play as Witzel is on the ground here. Just looks like maybe he got hit there on the lower neck by Muriqi. He is back up on his feet, so he will be okay. And the play restarts. And Gazzaniga is in possession of it. He's going to play it forward. Martin Valgent bringing it down. Here's Maffeo. Maffeo kicks it up. Takuma Sano heading it forward. Lamar ends up keeping it. Here's Lamar on the left-hand side. He tries putting in the cross. Lamar, Mojica clearing it. He does well there. Sergi Darder. He plays into Mojica. Back to Darder. Into Raillo. Raillo ends up clearing it. Just looks like he was unsure of that chance. Didn't want to take any risks. So now here's Girona. It's Davy Blind, the former Manchester United and Ajax player. Does well there, Gianvirgili, to keep it in play, and he gets the throw in for Real Mallorca. Here's Mojica. Rayo playing out to Martin Valgent. Back to Leo Roman. Martin Valgent Looking for Muriqi, who does head on forward. Just to me, it looks like that Muriqi and Takuma Sano really struggle to understand each other. I don't really think they link up well upfield, those two players. I just feel like every time Muriqi goes the head on forward, Takuma Sano never really understands what he's going to do. I feel like there needs to be a change up front in that position for Real Mallorca. So now here comes Girona. It's Lamar in the midfield position. He's going to play it into Brian Gil. Girona still in possession in Real Mallorca's half of the pitch. Playing it down the right hand side into Sikankov. Here's Sikankov. Sikankov trying to take the shot on. Leo Roman gets the save. But it goes into the back of the net either way. And Girona lead here. 1-0 at the Sunmar Stadium. And oh my, what a disaster of a goal there. The shot, it goes right at Leo Roman. Leo Roman, he gets a touch on it. I'm just not sure what he does. He tries to make the save. He touches it, but the ball goes into the back of the net either way. And it was a really poor shot from Tsikankov. It's a really, really poor goal. A poor mistake there from Leo Roman. And I just can't quite believe what we've just seen there. He gets the shot and he does well, Tsikankov, to make the run and get the shot off. But Leo Romani should be making the save there. And just like that, Girona lead 1-0 here at the Sunmar Stadium. And you've got to be thinking what Leo Roman is thinking in his head right now. And Real Mallorca were by far looking like the better side. And just like that, they've given the lead away. It's a poor, poor mistake from Leo Roman. So now here's Girona. And they'll feel a lot more relaxed now, this Girona side. And Real Mallorca have a lot of work to do to get back into this one. So now here's Davy Blind. Davy Blind, he's going to play it forward into Moreno, into Lamar, back to Davy Blind. Davy Blind into Moreno, back to Gazzaniga. Here's Gazzaniga, he's going to play up forward. Mojica heading it. Martin Valgent trying to clear the ball. It's a poor clearance there from Martin Valgent. Now Girona have a chance. Playing into Brian Gil. And here's Sikankov. Good ball there. Good build-up play from Girona. And just like that, it just looks like Real Mallorca have completely lost control of this matchup. So now, Girona with the corner kick. Taking it quickly into Brian Gil. Up against Takuma Sano. It's Brian Gil. He's going to play out wide to Lamar. Sikankov into Brian Gil. Good tackle from Sergi Darder. It's going to be a throw-in for Girona. And we're just about to approach the 30th minute marker. And I will say, it's not the result that Real Mallorca expected out here today so far. Now, good ball there from Girona. Trying to put in the cross. It falls to Pablo Maffeo. He clears it. Looking for Takuma. They don't quite understand each other. So now it's going to be a throw-in for Girona. Here's Davy Blend. Davy Blend's playing it forward into Witzel. Witzel into Brian Gil. And it just almost looks like it's a bit too easy for Girona. It's something that Real Mallorca really are going to need to work on in the second half. They started off well, but now it just looks like Girona are playing with the ball too easily. And the clearance from Girona. Brangel picks it up. Doesn't work out for them. Here's Davy Blend again playing it to the left-hand side. And Real Mallorca cannot gain control of that ball. Here's Davy Blend. Dave Blend playing out wide into Sikankov. He's going to play it back. The ball goes all the way back to Gazaniga. He's going to kick it up forward. Manu Morlan is trying to bring it down. Sergi Darder does so. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Now Martin Valgent out to Maffeo. Maffeo trying to play it forward and just can't quite find Takuma Sano. Again, I just think Takuma Sano really struggles. It's a half a connection with his teammates. They can just never find him. I just don't think it's working out at all on that right hand side. No danger created whatsoever, and there's no build-up play. Now Samu Costa, he does well to get the ball back. Here's Sergi Darder. He plays into Samu Costa, and Samu Costa losing it in the midfield position. Now Girona can drive forward. Here's Sikankov. He plays into Brian Gil. Brian Gil gets taken down there by Antonio Raillo. And Girona were claiming the penalty there. And now, dangerous pass back into Leo Roman. And Real Mallorca really struggling here. Giving away a silly corner. It's just not enough on that to be a corner kick. And he gives away a very silly corner there. Real Mallorca. So now taking it, clearing it. Lamar trying to put in the cross again. It's Takuma Sano giving the ball away again there poorly. Trying to break on the counter-attack. So now Real Mallorca in possession. Good tackle there from Sergi Darder. He's been putting in very good defensive work, Sergi Darder. So now here's Real Mallorca. Maffeo back to Martin Valgent. Here's Rayo into Mojica. Mojica into Giambigili. And now lovely skill there from Giambigili to turn around. Tries cutting in. And it just can't make anything from that. Ends up being a free kick there from Manu Morlanes. And what a lovely skill that was there from Giambrigili. There it is again. Lovely little skill to skip past his man Reis. He's a very, very talented player, the left winger. So now Girona taking the free kick. What ball that is there from Gazzaniga into Tsikankov, and should be doing better there, Mojica, to be on his man. So now here's Lamar trying to drive forward. Good defending by Manu Morlanes. Here's Tsikankov. Muriqi flicking on to Samu Costa, who gets taken down there. It's been very good, Samu Costa and Manu Morlanes. That centre defensive mid position really has been good. Does well there, you can see. I think some parts in this Real Mallorca squad out here today have been good, but I think others are really letting them down. Here's Sergi Derder into Maffeo. Now playing out wide into Rayo. Rayo into Mojica. Mojica playing it back to Martin Valgent. And he's going to drive forward himself. He gives it to Mojica. Mojica gets taken down. It's going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca. And they take it quickly. Here's Manu Morlanes. Playing out wide to Maffeo. Poor pass from Manu Morlanes. It goes back to Martin Valgent. Here's Takuma. Playing into Manu. Here's Pablo Maffeo. Martin Valgent. He's going to clear it. And the ball falls to Muriqi in the end. Muriqi losing it. It's a very good opportunity there to break forward, and nothing seems to be working out for this Real Mallorca side offensively. Ever since they've conceded that goal, it really has been poor. So now Samu Costa picks up the yellow card. Just commits the foul there. As you can see, just clips Rey. So now Girona taking it quickly and soon to approach, not long before the end of the first half. Can Real Mallorca try and get anything before the end of the first half? That is the question. Looking for a way forward, Girona. And they do manage to do so now. Samu Costa getting the ball back. Claiming offside, but the offside flag stays down. Muriqi trying to hit him forward. It falls to Takuma. And what a waste of a chance. What a chance that was there for Takuma again. And for me, he's just really not been good enough, Takuma-san, in this first half. You can see Muriqi going up for the header. Just misses it. Falls to Takuma, and he also misses it. Real Mallorca have to start waking up to get back into this one. They've been really poor ever since they conceded that first goal. Here's Samu Costa. And it falls to Mojica. Into Jambirigili. He just can't keep hold of it. He gets the ball back. It's going to be a throw-in in the end. So now here's Davy Blind. He's going to play out wide. And driving down this left-hand side. Here's Brian Gil. He tries to make it work. Can't make anything from that. Takuma Sano playing to Leo Roman. He is forced to clear it. And it goes all the way back to Gazaniga. He clears it too. Good touch there from Pablo Maffeo, and he clears it. Everyone's just clearing it now. Now Mojica. Good ball from Mojica into Sergi Darder. Here's Muriqui. Sergi Darder. Playing out wide to Mojica. Jambirigili.
Segurament 5 minuts, però no crec que en fiquin 5, eh?
No crec que fiquin 5. Crec que un minutet ja bastarà perquè necessitam fer una aturadeta per xerrar bé les coses, per posar els caps damunt els cossos i espavilar la segona part.
Tu ara, Lluc, el millor que creus que pot fer l'equip és fugir a la mitja part amb aquest resultat, no? I tocar qualque coseta.
Hombre, si ficam un gol i acabam a la mitja part empatant molt millor, però si la cosa no canvia, millor aturar, fer un canvi de dinàmica i ja està.
Sandro, ¿qué cambiarías en esta segunda parte? Algo que no te haya gustado de estos 41 minutos de la primera parte.
Sobre todo la presión. Recordemos el día del Elche, la de balones que fuimos capaces de recuperar y que en el día de hoy no hemos sido capaces de recuperar, sobre todo porque el Girona ha salido fácil de su campo, que ahí es donde nosotros, si recuperamos, podemos hacer daño, y luego en campo rival ha tenido cierta libertad para poder atacar.
El balón en zona atacante para el Mallorca, la recupera Darder dentro del área, la intenta poner en el segundo palo, el balón sale rebotado de un jugador del Girona, tiene Takuma Sano, Sano en el disparo, flojito, y directamente a saque de portería para Gazzaniga. El disparo de Takuma Sano también lo estaban incordiando ahí los jugadores del Girona y eso ha sido que no sea un disparo del todo limpio.
No, pero al final viene de la situación que acabamos de comentar hace 20 segundos. Si el Mallorca aprieta un poco en la salida de balón del Girona, se cometen errores y lo hemos visto y hemos recuperado ya 3 balones y este ha sido un ejemplo más que incluso Gazzaniga también no ha llegado a despejar eso de esos errores, ¿no? Que decíamos, Gazzaniga pues nos puede hacer un paradón como nos ha hecho, como ahora cometer este error. Entonces es un poco donde el Mallorca tiene que apretar un poco más, que no lo ha terminado de hacer en esta primera parte, ha dejado llegar muy fácil a campo rival y luego sobre todo en situaciones cercanas al área, ahí sí que tiene que ponerse serio para no dejar al Girona opciones de rematar. A partir de aquí en ataque, a lo mejor alguna posesión más larga que no la hemos llegado a tener y poder conectar, porque es verdad que Jambirigili ha intentado un par de acciones, pero Arnau lo está defendiendo bien y a Takuma, excepto 2 veces que le hemos podido ver correr, no lo hemos visto poder intervenir mucho. Entonces ahí también es donde el Mallorca necesita un poquito más.
Muriqui atrás para Mojica. Mojica delante tiene a Sigankov. Arnau ya está sobre Jambirigili. Le gana la partida Jambirigili. Se marcha Jambirigili cruzando la línea de Soria. Corriendo Jambirigili, pero el último hombre Blind, el hombre que le ha parado los pies. Jambirigili no ha podido deshacerse de él. Recupera el Mallorca. Samu Costa sobre una baldosa para Sergi Darder. El Mallorca jugando sobre una baldosa. Llega para Jambirigili. Ahora la falta de Víctor Reis sobre Jambirigili, que reclama tarjeta.
Sobre todo, viendo que antes le ha sacado una tarjeta a Samu, me extraña. Yo creo que esta es amarilla y Yagoba Arrasate habla con uno de los asistentes, Muy enfadado Yagoba Arrasate cuando, ojo, calientan 2 futbolistas en el Mallorca, Omar Mascarell y Pablo Torre.
También lo hacen por parte del Girona, 2 hombres, no los veo desde aquí, pero...
Sí, uno de ellos, si no voy mal, es Asprilla.
2 hombres calientan por parte del Girona, también lo hacen 2 por parte del Mallorca.
Exactamente, yo creo que uno de los que calienta es Asprilla. En el Girona, el otro no logro identificarlo.
Pues atención, esa falta escorada a la izquierda. Sergi Darder, también Mojica, la va a poner Mojica dentro de la zona de baile. El balón se pasea Y será saque de portería para Gazzaniga. Estamos ya en el 44.
Ahora sabremos el añadido.
Y quedan 30 segundos para saber el añadido. Al balón parado no hemos podido aprovechar esa última ocasión, tal vez podríamos decir.
Yo creo que no se han terminado de entender porque el balón era muy bueno, pero no ha llegado, han salido tarde los jugadores del Mallorca, no se han terminado de entender. Y lo de la falta, pues yo creo que entiendo que piden amarilla con mucho sentido. Una, la primera, porque a Samu Costa se la ha sacado la primera, y en este caso Jan Virgili encarado hacia portería, entonces como mínimo por cierto riesgo, esa tarjeta estaría más que justificada.
El balón que la tiene el Mallorca, Samu Costa, que va con todo. Samu que la pone entre líneas para Takuma Asano. Asano desde línea de fondo, la pone. Hay manos. Hay manos. Y el árbitro.
Fuera de juego, no. Ha señalado fuera de juego.
Fuera de juego.
Había salido todo el banquillo del Mallorca, se ha añadido por cierto un minuto. Veremos ahora cómo queda, porque quizá no hay fuera de juego.
Pues vamos a verlo, porque si no había fuera de juego, la última jugada eran las manos del jugador del Girona. Vamos a verlo.
Sí lo hay,
Sí.
Sí lo hay, es claro.
Y clarísimo, sí, de Takuma Asano. Sí. Pues yo creo que quedan segundos para llegar al 46 y nos iremos al descanso con este marcador de 0-1 con el gol de Sigankov y la victoria momentánea por parte del Girona. Ya pone el balón en juego Gazzaniga, pelotazo arriba, la toca con la cabeza Mojica, la recupera ahora el Girona, el cuero para Lemar, cuidado, se equivoca el Mallorca, Lemar que la pone para Banat desde línea a fondo la pone para Brian Hill escorado a la izquierda, continúa el peligro por parte del Girona, Brian Hill intentaba poner el pase en el punto de penalti, el balón sale a córner, pero el árbitro dice que no hay tiempo para más. Final de la primera parte, 0-1 en el marcador, Damián, caras de los protagonistas.
Rostros serios, ahora Vallen y Leo Román que comentaban alguna acción, un gesto de la mano de Manu Molanes llevándose a la ingle, quizá por eso están calentando Manu Mascarell y Pablo Torre, al igual el gesto no tiene mayor importancia, pero bueno, rostros de insatisfacción por parte de los futbolistas del Mallorca.
Lluc, pausa, primera part on l'afició ha quedat molt contenta després de veure l'acció de jugadors del Mallorca, aquesta primera part que no ha deixat contenta l'afició.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We just had a bit of a disconnection problem there, but that is going to be the end of the first half here at the Sun Moss Stadium. And to say the least, a really poor first half from Real Mallorca. We really would have expected better in that first half. It started off really well for Real Mallorca, started off very electric. Energy coming from both sides, but especially from Real Mallorca, was looking very good up until they conceded that goal out of nowhere. And it's just a really poor goal to give away. The shot goes right at Leo Roman. I'm just not quite sure what he does. He goes down to get it, and he just lets it slip past through. And a really poor goal to give away. And then I think ever since they gave away the goal, they dropped the rhythm so much, and it should be the other way around. They should be getting it back up. Offensively, they have had a few chances in the beginning. They were looking good. Samu Costa has been playing very well. He had a big chance. Manu Morlanes defending very well. And Jan Virgili, for me on that left wing, he's being spectacular at the minute. But for me, there's a lot of lack of play. First of all, the defense has been a bit weak, and not to say the right-hand side for Real Mallorca with Takuma Asano and Pablo Maffeo has been especially poor. Not to say, I think Muriqi is also lacking a bit of energy out there. He's not moving around a lot. I think he needs to be a bit more asking for the ball, a bit more trying to create chances. But for me, Takuma Asano and Veran Muriqi just aren't linking up well. It's just not working. I think something needs to change on that right-hand side. A lot needs to change in the second half. It was a poor first half. Girona, they aren't looking dangerous. They do well to keep the ball. That possession-wise, they keep it very well. But offensively, they do not look dangerous. And defensively, they are a weak side. And Real Mallorca, I think, should be doing a lot better than they are doing right now out here today. There's a lot to work on. I think Jacob Arrasate should be considering changes very, very soon. And yeah, as I mentioned, I think that's all to say about that first half. So we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be back very shortly for the second half. Do not go anywhere, and we will be back very, very shortly.
La inteligencia artificial predice vuestros gustos. De hecho, no tenéis que estar cerca para pasar tiempo juntos. Es maravilloso, ¿no os parece?
Ya somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
Antonio, al lío. Bona feina, ben fet. No ha quedat tan malament. No.
Gracias a la tecnología podéis viajar a cualquier lugar sin salir de casa. Disfrutar de los mejores paisajes desde el metaverso. Sumergiros en un mar de realidad virtual. Hacer deporte con vuestros avatares. La inteligencia artificial predice vuestros gustos. De hecho, no tenéis que estar cerca para pasar tiempo juntos. Es maravilloso, ¿no os parece?
Ya somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
Disfrutar de los mejores paisajes desde el metaverso. Sumergiros en un mar de realidad virtual. Hacer deporte con vuestros avatares. La inteligencia artificial predice vuestros gustos. De hecho, no tenéis que estar cerca para pasar tiempo juntos. Es maravilloso, ¿no os parece?
Ya somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
Antonio, al lío. Bona feina, ben fet. No ha quedat tan malament. No.
Gracias a la tecnología podéis viajar a cualquier lugar sin salir de casa. Disfrutar de los mejores paisajes desde el metaverso. Sumergiros en un mar de realidad virtual. Hacer deporte con vuestros avatares. La inteligencia artificial predice vuestros gustos. De hecho, no tenéis que estar cerca para pasar tiempo juntos. Es maravilloso, ¿no os parece?
Ya somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
estamos aquí de nuevo, a punto para que arranque esta segunda parte, una segunda parte donde el Mallorca tiene que cambiar muchas cosas, sobre todo un Mallorca que ha arrancado muy bien el partido, pero a raíz del gol de Sigankov el equipo se ha venido abajo y bueno, hay que cambiar totalmente la dinámica si queremos sacar puntos delante este equipo complicado y difícil como es el conjunto de Mitchell. Ya están los protagonistas en el terreno de juego, ya está el Real Club Deportivo Mallorca, ahora sale el Girona y todo a puntito para que arranque esta segunda parte del Mallorca-Girona en esta jornada 18, a puntito de arrancar. Sandro, ¿qué tiene que hacer el Mallorca para poder sacar puntos? Yo creo que la primera clave es la presión.
La presión, mejorar esa presión, presionar en la salida de balón. Veremos, hemos visto avanzado más.
And we are back after that quick short break here at the San Marcos Stadium, where to say the least, a very disappointing first half from Real Mallorca, and plenty of work to do in this second half here at the San Marcos Stadium, up against this Valencia side, where Real Mallorca are currently losing to Girona 1-0 here at the San Marcos Stadium. And changes for Real Mallorca in the squad are Manu Morlanes will be coming off and Omar Mascaré will be coming on, which for me is just a really, really surprising decision. I think Manu Morlanes was being one of the best players on that Real Mallorca team out here today in this first half. But either way, Jacobo Arrasate has decided to take Manu Morlanes off and bring Omar Mascaré on. And the referee blows for the second half whistle, and we are on the way, and it's Gazaniga that clears the ball. And again, if you did miss that first half, it was a really, really poor goal given away by Leo Roman, who gets down to make the save. It's an easy save. He does get a touch on it, and then he just lets it roll into the back of the net. It's a big mistake. And I think ever since, Real Mallorca has just been really poor. So again, a lot to work off in the second half. And what a shot by Girona! Just going wide of that second post. Sikankov goes for his second goal. And it just goes wide. What a shot. And again, what a start already for Girona. And the players were claiming a corner. I definitely think Leo Roman got a touch on it. But the referee didn't award the corner kick. And already another warning for Real Mallorca. And it seriously has been poor in this first half here at the San Marcos Stadium. And I think these fans have a reason to be upset. Now Samu Costa gets taken down here. For me, Samu Costa, one of the only players in this matchup out here today that's actually looking good, in my opinion, on the Real Mallorca squad. Good turn there from Sergi Darder. It's another foul for Real Mallorca. Still no yellow cards handed out for Girona. And there are, again, some players for me that have been playing well. But the team needs to be playing well as a team together. And for me, it's just not been working out here today. Defensively, it's been really poor. Offensively, it was looking good until they conceded the first goal. And then they just started to miss big chances. So yeah, for me, plenty to work on. Girona have been good. They do well. They do really well at keeping possession. They do well at keeping the ball, but they aren't the most dangerous side defensively or offensively. They've been poor this season. And I think it says a lot about this Real Mallorca squad out here today. And I'm quite surprised again by that decision from Jacobo Arrasate. I think Manu Morlanes was being one of the better players out there today. And he's been brought off for Omar Mascaré. Just very surprised about that decision. I think There need to be changes up front for me on this Real Mallorca squad, not in the centre defensive mid position. So now Girona with the corner kick. And it's Sikankov who's going to take it quickly. And Takuma Sano did well to get the ball back. Here's Giambirigili pacing forward. It's Giambirigili. He does well. He gets surrounded by players. What ball that is there into Sergi Darder. Trumps the shot, Sergi Darder. And another massive chance missed for Real Mallorca. He had so many options there. Sergi Darder, he had Muriqi overlapping him. A big chance wasted for Real Mallorca again. And again, it's Giambirigili who breaks on the counter-attack. He does so well to skip past his man and play the through ball. And it's just poor decision-making from this Real Mallorca side, as we've seen in the first half. So now, Girona in possession. Takuma Sano putting on very good press in this second half. I think he was really poor in that first half, Takuma. He had, so many chances. And he also wasn't understanding with his teammates. He couldn't find anyone. In the second half, he's already looking a lot better. What a header that is there from Muriqi to play into Takuma. Here's Takuma. What chance! And Takuma puts it into the back of the net. Will the offside flag go up? And the offside flag does go up. What a chance that was there. Of course they will check it. The header from Muriqi is brilliant to play Takuma through. Let's take a look here. And it's definitely not offside. It is definitely not offside. And that goal will be standing, I think. What a goal that is there from Takuma. And I think that's going to be a goal. What a header. What a ball from Muriqi into Takuma. And as soon as I was saying it, Takuma was looking poor in the first half. As soon as I said he was looking better in this second, he's gone ahead. And I think that's going to stand. And it's been given offside in the end. And I'm not quite sure how that's offside. And I mean, I am just absolutely surprised at how that's been given offside in the end. I'm really, really not sure. We'll have to take a look at the replay again. Maybe I missed something. But to me, it looked completely onside by Takuma. Maybe it was Muriqi that was offside in the beginning. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to take a look again. But either way, it's not going to count. So now, again, taken down there. It's Muriqi who gets taken down. Davy Blind commits the foul. So now, Takuma Sano takes the free kick quickly. Here's Martin Valiant into Omar Masquerade. He plays out wide to Samu Costa. Samu Costa playing the long ball into Mojica. Here's Mojica. Gives it back into Darder. Darder out wide to Martin Valiant. Here's Maffeo. Maffeo taking it back. Here's Rayo. Rayo trying to play the long ball into Giambirigili. Girona do well to keep it. Now they can break forward. So now here's Moreno. He's going to give it back to Davy Blind. Blind playing out wide to Reyes. Reyes into Witzel. Witzel into Tsikankov. He's going to try and play the long ball. It goes to Leo Roman. Leo Roman into Martin Valgens. And Real Mallorca looking a lot more lively in the second half already. And lovely ball there into Samu Costa. He gets taken down. And I mean, how many times is Samu Costa going to get fouled now? You'd expect a booking soon from the referee. Here's a look at the replay. And here he is. And I mean, I'm just not sure how that's been given offside. I'm just not sure how that's been given offside from Takuma Sano. Absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. And I mean, if it is offside, you're talking inches, the slightest inches. And I just do not think that is offside. So now here comes Girona. Trying to play it forward. Good tackle by Martin Valgens. And it's going to be a corner kick here for Girona. And in this second half already, Real Mallorca looking very better, but the important thing is the result, and they're still losing 1-0 here. What a shot that is there! Big save from Leo Roman! It goes off of the post, and it's cleared by Real Mallorca. Muriqi clearing it. And how is that not going into the back of the net? It should have been 2-0 there for Girona. Moreno gets the header from the rebound. It bounces off of that crossbar. I'm just not quite sure how he missed that one. And now, I'm not quite sure who got the long shot off from Girona. It's a big first save from Leo Roman. And now Girona have quite a bit of momentum. It's cleared there by Pablo Maffeo. Takuma brings it down. He gets taken down. He does well, Takuma. And he looks a lot better already, Takuma Sano, in this second half. I think he had a really poor first half. But now he's looking a lot better. There's still lots of work to do. They have to try and get back into this one, Real Mallorca. Here's Samu Costa trying to play into Takuma. Here's Muriqi. Muriqi playing out wide into Mojica. It's good build-up play here. Here's Mojica. He's going to try and put in the cross from far. It's blocked. Sergi Darder picks it up. He tries to play into Mojica again. Good ball there from Girona. Now they could break forward. Good tackle from Sergi Darder. Ends up being a free kick, and it is going to be a booking. So it's a yellow card there from the referee, and Sergi Darder has been booked for taking down Martin there. I think he knew it was. He just had to break the counter-attack play. Couldn't take any risks. Just catches him late there. I think he knew. So now Girona trying to play the long ball into Davy Blind. Here's Leo Roman. Leo Roman's going to try and clear it. Maffeo heading it forward. Samu Costa gets taken down. Falls to Martin Valgent into Omar Mascaré. Sergi Darder just looking for Muriqi, but couldn't quite find him there. Still no substitutes for Real Mallorca in the second half. Of course, they did change Manu Morlanes for Omar Mascaré at the start of the second half, but no changes since then. And now here's Pablo Maffeo. He does well to skip past. He tries to go forward. He gets taken down. It's going to be a free kick. And a yellow card awarded to Alex Moreno. And he did very well there, Pablo Maffeo, to skip past his man. Good low nutmeg there on Lamar. There's the replay earlier. The shot from Lamar is brilliant. Real Mallorca are really lucky. Really, really lucky that the header didn't go in for Moreno. And now there's going to be a dangerous set-piece play. Sergi Darder and Mojica stepping over it. Can they make anything from this, Real Mallorca? Here's Sergi Darder, and it's a poor cross there from Sergi Darder. Maffeo tries to put it back in. Takuma Sano claims the foul there. Samu Costa trying to head on forward. Now here's Girona. Here's Lamar. The rebound goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Girona. But by the looks of it, Real Mallorca are going to be making 2 substitutes. They've still not made the substitutes. They will be made on the next play. Until then, Girona are in possession. Trying to head on forward. It's Omar Mascaré. Jabri Giri picks it up. He ends up losing it. Trying to take it forward. The foul committed by Samu Costa. The play's going to continue. Through ball here. And what chance is there for Girona? Leo Roman commits the foul. And it's going to be a penalty kick for Girona. And what a giveaway from Real Mallorca. I can't quite believe my eyes. I just can't believe it from Real Mallorca. And Vanat, he did so well to get the penalty there from Leo Roman. He knew he was getting taken down. Martin Valgent, Leo Roman, he just needs to be coming off his line quicker. And definitely a penalty there from Leo Roman. And what match he is having. A terrible one, of course. So now, Vanat stepping up to take the penalty kick. Vanat up against Leo Roman. And taking it and placing it into that bottom left corner. And it's 2-0 now for Girona. And you've seriously got to question this Real Mallorca side now. And Girona leading 2-0 here at the Son Moss Stadium. And it's just so poor from this Real Mallorca squad. So now Takuma Sano coming off. Pablo Torre coming on to replace him. And also Sergi Darder coming off. And Pablo Torre coming on to replace him. So Mateo Joseph, Antonio Sanchez. Mateo Joseph, Antonio Sanchez and Pablo Torre all coming on. And Leo Romani just completely dives the wrong way. And what a match he's had. Pretty much giving away both of the goals. The save that he couldn't manage to make, it bounced off of him. And now the penalty. And I mean, to be fair to him, the penalty isn't entirely his fault. Should have been coming off of his line sooner. And maybe Jacob Arrasate should have changed the system sooner on. You've got to start to make a lot of questions to this Real Mallorca side now. Pablo Torre taking the throw in. Falls to Mojica. He's going to play it all the way back to Leo Roman. Leo Roman into Martin Valgent. Martin Valgent looking for Muriqi. He brings it down well. And just ends up losing it. Pablo Mafia gets the ball back, but it is a foul in the end. Just commits the foul there, as you can see on Brian Gil. And you've got to say, I mean, it's just been so disappointing out here today for Real Mallorca. Still 25 minutes left to go. Still plenty of time to try and bring this one back. But, you know, the way it's been going, it's just been so poor. So poor from Real Mallorca. And I mean, the 2 goals that are 2 giveaways, realistically. This Girona side haven't exactly been the most dangerous. And this Real Mallorca side have had plenty of chances to score. And they've not been at their best whatsoever offensively, and especially defensively. Good ball there into Giambidigili. Giambidigili tries to cut in. Giambidigili plays the low pass and he gives it away. Just another chance wasted for Real Mallorca. Commits the foul, and it's not foul in the end. Giambidigili taking the front quickly. Muriqi gets taken down and in the penalty box. Referee claims no foul. And the referee lets the play continue for both of these sides. Here's Mojica into Omar Mascarell. Into Martin Valgent. Playing out wide. Now Mojica into Pablo Torre. He can turn around. It's Pablo Torre playing into Muriqi. Muriqi losing it again. In a dangerous position. And there's just no creativity whatsoever up front for Real Mallorca in this matchup. And they just constantly look frustrated. It's not enough on that there to be a penalty for Muriqi. So now, taking the throw in Girona. And it falls to Antonio Sanchez. Now Real Mallorca with a chance. Mateo Joseph making the run. He tries putting in the pass in. There's no one there in that second post. And how many chances? How many chances are they going to get Real Mallorca? They just need to be getting them right. too many given away. So now a goal kick for Gazzaniga. And goal kick falls to Pablo Torre. Here's Omar Mascaré. He's going to play out wide to Mojica. Mojica taking it forward himself. And he just gives away the throw in. Mojica. By the looks of it, there's going to be a substitution made here for Girona with 20 minutes left to go. And Lamar's going to be coming off for Girona. One of their better players out there today. So Lamar comes off. And replacing him is going to be Frances, the number 16 for Girona. You can just see, painful injury there for Brian Gil. You can see why he's touching his knee. He is still playing. You can just see there where he hurts himself. Now Omar Mascaré. Trying to play the through ball into Jan Virgili. It doesn't work out for them. Girona clearing it. Now Rayo. Into Martin Valgent. Falls to Rayo again. Back to Valgent. Jan Virgili. Here's Maffeo. Playing it. Lovely ball into Jan Virgili. Here's Jan Virgili. He plays it to Pablo Torre. And Mojica tries putting in the cross. It falls to Pablo Torre. He tries putting in the cross. And they just look so lost, Real Mallorca, on the offensive every time they have a chance. No one wants to take the shot on. So Pablo Torre putting in the cross. It's cleared. Trying to head it on forward. And again, these Real Mallorca players just look so lost. None of them wanting to take the shot on. So many chances. Playing out wide to Pablo Maffeo. He tries flicking it forward. It doesn't work out for them now. Brian Gil picks it up. Now here's Takuma Sano. What a chance that was there to play it into Muriqi. It's just not powerful enough, that pass from Takuma. So now here's Real Mallorca again. Here's Mojica into Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre driving forward himself. He does well. He gives out wide to Mojica. Mojica putting in the cross. It almost finds Muriqi. The rebound falls to Martin Valgent. He's going to attempt the long shot. And poor shot there from Martin Valgent. And the attendance today for Son Mosh is 16,011. Definitely not the busiest stadium we've seen all year. So now Gazzaniga to take the goal kick. Here's Mojica. Mojica trying to clear it. It is going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Now Mojica Kicking up forward, end up giving away a throw-in. And pretty much sums up Real Mallorca's performance out here today. One to forget. Here's Antonio Sanchez now. Real Mallorca with a chance. Antonio Sanchez breaking forward, trying to play it into Gianvirgili. Doesn't work out. Pablo Maffeo tries putting in the cross. The rebound falls to Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre losing it. The rebound falls to Antonio Sanchez. He loses it. Here's Mojica. And it's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Trying to put in the cross. It's cleared. Rebound falls to Antonio Sanchez. Here's Maffeo. He's going to play out wide to Gianvirgili. And it goes out of play. And this is definitely one of the worst performances I've seen from Real Mallorca all season long. So now Girona are going to be making the substitution. Brian Gil is going to come off here. And replacing him is Joel Roca. So now taking the throw in Real Mallorca. Martin Valgent playing it back to Leo Roman, back to Martin Valgent. Now Omar Mascarell into Maffeo. Omar Mascarell playing it into Maffeo. Maffeo trying to put in a really, really poor cross. He's far too far out to put in a cross from there, I think, Pablo Maffeo. Now here's Gianvirgili. Antonio Sanchez gets the ball back. He's looking very lively, Antonio Sanchez, I will say, ever since he's come on. Now Mateo Joseph into Gianvirgili, trying to give it back to him. Gianvirgili picks up the rebound. He's going to take it forward. Here's a chance. Gianvirgili trying to put in the low cross. It falls to Mojica. He tries taking the shot off. It's a poor shot. Now Mojica onto Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre, not quite sure what to do. Tries putting in the cross. It ends up being a free kick. Muriqi just commits the foul when he's not even on the ball. So, again, nothing comes from those chances for Real Mallorca. As we've seen all match, really. And now, 77 minutes in here now, so just about 13 minutes left to go, and to say the least. Still a few more minutes left to go. Here's Gianvirgili. He loses it. Trying to give it into Takuma. They just don't understand each other. So now here comes Witzel trying to play it forward. It's going to be a throw-in for Girona. And now Girona to take the throw-in. It's Moreno. He's taking his time to take the throw-in. Referee not saying anything. So now it falls to Roca. He tries going forward. It's Pablo Maffeo. He gets the ball back. Tries driving forward. He gets taken down. It's going to be a free kick. So now Omar Mascarell into Martin Valgent. Here's Giambirigili. He tries taking it forward. He does well. Giambirigili, the skip past his man. Giambirigili trying to put in the low cross. It's blocked. It's going to be a corner kick. Just claiming he got stepped on there, Giambirigili. Now it's going to be a corner kick. It's Pablo Torre. He's going to be taking it. Now Pablo Torre into that second post. It's cleared and it's going to be a foul for Girona. Another unnecessary foul from Real Mallorca off the ball. And I mean, 10 minutes left to go. Real Mallorca have a corner kick. They just can't afford to be making silly fouls like that. And again, it's Vedan Muriqi. Does very well there, Giambirigili, in that situation. The skip past his man. So now Girona taking the free kick. They give away the throw into Real Mallorca. Here's Martin Valgent. Passing out wide to Maffeo. Maffeo giving it back to Valgent. Here's Rayo. Rayo into Mojica. Antonio Sanchez. Muriqi. Trying to play out wide into Pablo Maffeo. They give the ball away there. Now here's Roca. And he just keeps the ball, skipping past everyone. Maffeo luckily gets the ball back there. Tries to play through ball into Muriqi. Gazzaniga comes off his line. Does well to get the throw in there. Mateo Joseph. Antonio Sanchez playing into Rayo. Antonio Sanchez into Maffeo. Here's Maffeo into Antonio Sanchez. He's going to play out wide to Mojica on the left-hand side. Here's Pablo Torre into Rayo. Pablo Torre again. They just can't find a way through. Real Mallorca really struggling out here today. And I think that's the word for today's matchup. He does very well there, Pablo Maffeo, but it's not going to be a free kick in the end. And I think, as I was saying, the word to describe this match was struggle from Real Mallorca. He got taken down there, Pablo Maffeo. The referee doesn't award the free kick. Now here comes Omar Mascarell. He's going to play out to Maffeo. Maffeo into Antonio Sanchez. He tries putting in the cross. It's Giambirigili. Giambirigili can't make anything from that. It's Muriqi. Plays it out to Pablo Torre. He tries to take the shot off. It's blocked. And they can't make anything from that. Here's Pablo Maffeo trying to put in the cross. And Mateo Joseph almost brings it down. He gets taken down. Again, it's going to be nothing from the referee. The referee Let's take a look here. Mateo Joseph, he gets the touch. Can't quite see. I just can't see if there's enough on that or not. That doesn't really look like a penalty. So now here's Mojica into Pablo Torre. Mojica back to Martin Valgent. Martin Valgent into Pablo Maffeo. Here's Maffeo. Here's Omar Mascarell into Mojica. Mojica into Pablo Torre. He's going to skip past his man. Pablo Torre taking it down the left-hand side. He gets taken down. And again, the referee does not award the free kick. Couldn't quite see. Take a look at the replay here. He does grab his shirt. I think it should have been a free kick awarded there. He does go down easy, but at the end of the day, he does pull on his shirt. Should have been a foul there from the referee. So now 5 minutes left to go. And by the looks of it, Girona are going to be taking home the 3 points out here today. And Real Mallorca left to reflect deeply on this loss. As I did say, I think this has been one of the worst performances I have seen all season. It's been so poor out there today. Now here come Real Mallorca. It's Martin Valgent. He's going to play out wide to Pablo Maffeo. Pablo Maffeo trying to play the through ball to Gianbiri Gili, and he commits the foul. Nothing from that. I think he does push him from behind, Gianbiri Gili. And you can tell by his frustration. For me, he's been one of the only good players out there today, so you've got to feel for him. So just 4 minutes left to go, and there's Jacob Arrasate, who many have been questioning his time here at the club. You know, he's had a great last season. He was brilliant last season, how well Real Mallorca were doing, and I think he did good things with the club. A lot of fans questioning his time here now, believing it's time to move on. And I think if he doesn't start getting results soon, it will end up being that way. So now here's Raillo into Pablo Torre. Mojica. Mojica into Omar Mascarell. Omar Mascarell to Mojica. Trying to play the through ball into Pablo Torre there. Mateo Joseph. And they managed to get the ball back. Real Mallorca. It's Muriqi. He loses it. It's played into Pablo Torre. He tries putting in the cross, and it's cleared by Girona. I think that just sums up Real Mallorca's night out here today. And now it's going to be another substitution made. Pablo Maffeo will be coming off, and coming on to replace him is Javi Alvarez. So now here's Mojica. He's going to play it back. Here's Antonio Sanchez. Antonio Rayo. Martin Valgent. And we've hit the 89th minute marker now, and Rameka still unable to find a way through. Good fake there from Muriqi to play him through. Here's Muriqi. He gets taken down there, Muriqi, and it is going to be a penalty kick, I believe, for Real Mallorca. As Muriqi gets taken down there. And finally, a bit of a lifeline for Real Mallorca. The question is, will there be enough time? How many minutes added on will there be? Let's take a look at the replay here. It does well, Muriqi, to skip past his man there to get the little nutmeg on Moreno. It's Davy Blind. He just goes in. Commits the foul a bit recklessly there. It's here where he hits Muriqi does go down easily, but there is contact. So the referee awards the free kick, and by my surprise, I believe Antonio Sanchez is stepping up. But no, here comes Muriqi. He takes the ball. So now it's Muriqi that's going to take it. As per usual, he hasn't missed the penalty yet this season. So now Muriqi is stepping up to take the penalty kick. Can he put it in? And he puts it into the bottom left corner. So it's 2-1 here at the Son Mosh Stadium. But the question is there going to be enough time? I don't think so. And that's 10 goals for Vedat Muriqi this season. Putting him on double digits now. Making him the third maximum goal scorer this season. Still yet, they've not announced how many added minutes will be on. And there it is now. They've announced now 4 minutes added on. But it's already been 1.5. So not too long left to go now before the full-time whistle. Here's Leo Roman. Leo Roman's going to play it up forward. Muriqi heading on. It falls to Mateo Joseph out wide. Playing it again into Mateo Joseph. He gives it back to Mojica. Mojica out to Pablo Torre. Putting in the cross. And it goes right into the hands of Gazaniga. And he takes it quickly, surprisingly. Playing it into Juan Roca ends up losing it. Now Antonio Sanchez has it. He's going to try playing it forward. The pass is blocked. And it's going to be a foul in the end for Real Mallorca. So now a potential chance for Real Mallorca. With just 1.5 minutes left to go, they take it short. Here's Pablo Torre. He's going to try putting in the cross. Not enough height on that cross. It's poor, and it's a foul given away from Real Mallorca. Really poor giveaway there from Real Mallorca in the last minute of the match. The cross is really poor from Pablo Torre. Then Javi Abres. To me, it doesn't look like a foul at all, but the referee awards it. And 30 seconds left to go here now. Gazzaniga to take the free kick. Mojica clearing up forward. Girona kicking it back up forward. And I mean, Leo Romani doesn't even come out to get the ball. We've hit the 94th minute marker now. And by the looks of it, that's going to be it. Flicking on forward, it falls to Mateo Joseph. It goes all the way back to Gazzaniga. He kicks it up forward. Falls to, and it could fall to Giambirigili. And it's well defended by Girona in the end. Falls to Antonio Sanchez. The referee's letting the play continue. Another poor cross there from Real Mallorca. Here's Giambirigili. He's going to put it in himself. It almost falls to Mateo Joseph. And it's going to be a corner. And the referee's going to let the play continue. And they're going to let Real Mallorca take the corner kick. Even though we're on the 95th minute, Leo Roman comes up. Can Real Mallorca potentially get the last second winner? Pablo Torre puts in the cross. It goes up in the air. Trying to head on forward, Leo Roman. And that's is going to be it by the looks of it. The referee calls for the end of the match. And that is it here at the San Mas Stadium. And what a disappointing result. Ferran Muriqi is on the ground here. It just looks like he could be bleeding from his head there. Ferran Muriqi. And he does always find a way to get a goal or two, the Pirate. Let's take a look at the replay here. Oh, he just bumps with Leo Roman. And now he is getting treated. But either way, that's not going to change anything because that is the full-time whistle. And the man of the match, of course, goes to Tsikankov. And I mean, what a poor result out there today for Real Mallorca. And I mean, it really, really was one of the poorest matches I've seen all season. You know, you'd see the stats and you'd think to yourself, it couldn't have been that bad. It really couldn't. You know, 49% possession for Real Mallorca, 51 for Girona. 9 shots from Real Mallorca and 9 shots from Girona. For Real Mallorca, only 1 shot on target. You know, you'd see the stats and you'd think, well, you know, it couldn't have been that bad. But realistically, it was a really poor performance from Real Mallorca out there today. I mean, in the first half, they were completely dominating. They had so many chances to get through. And they just, out of nowhere, they gave away that really, really poor goal. I mean, Leo Roman, you've got to say, the 2 goals, you could argue completely because of him. I mean, the first goal, I mean, the shot, it's a poor shot. It goes right at him. I just don't know what he does. He tries to get down. I think he just gets down too late. He gets a complete hand on it. It still slips through him. It's a really poor goal. And then, you know, when they scored that first goal, Girona, you know, you'd think Real Mallorca would start to get back into it, start to look good, but instead it was just the other way around. I just think Girona started dominating completely the match. And, you know, they're not dangerous. They didn't look like a very dangerous side. It's just a lot of questions for that Real Mallorca squad out there today. I also think on that right-hand side, for me, Takuma Sano, he's just poor. He just didn't give enough out there today. I think that right-hand side with Pablo Maffeo and Takuma Sano just didn't give enough out there today. The left-hand side looked really good with Mojica and Giambirigili. You know, some of those players out there, out there today did look really good. For me, Jan Mirigili was brilliant. For that Muriqi, he always finds a way to get a goal. Fair play to him. And for me, the two centre defensive mids, Samuel Costa and Manu Morlanes or Omar Mascarell, I think were very good. The defence, for me, is so poor out there today. But for me, it's been questionable almost all season. Leo Roman usually has a good match. Usually is a brilliant keeper. He's just had a really bad day out there today, which, cost them really three really important points. But, everyone has a bad day every now and then. So you've got to feel for him, but he can't be making those mistakes. And the second goal, it's not really his fault. I think he should have come off of his line way sooner to clear the ball. I think he could have easily got there. He comes out too late, commits the penalty, and then, Van Aert does well to put it into the back of the net. Overall, not much to say from me. I think disappointing result out there today. A disappointing team performance. Some players were all right, but in general, I just think it was really, really poor. Jacob Arrasate, I think the questions should start to get really serious from here now on for his future. Is he making the right calls? You've got to question the lineup, the changes, the decisions, and maybe the tactics of the team. And I think it's enough excuses. He's had plenty of time to get it together now. We're in the second half of the season, and it's still the same problems. It's still the same poor performances. And I think people have seriously start to ask serious questions about Jacob Arrasate. Either way, that is going to be enough from me in today's live stream. I don't really want to talk about it. It's just been a really poor result. There's not much to talk about this poor result. I just want to forget this one and go into next week because, coming back from Christmas holidays, Christmas Eve, you'd expect a good result at home against a weaker side, and it's just not been like that. So again, I think I'm going to leave it here for today's live stream. But before we do that, we're going to talk about where that leaves Real Mallorca. That drops them 1 point below into 15th place, still with 18 points. And it takes Girona all the way from 18th place to 16th place, also with 18 points. So now just on Real Mallorca's trail and one step closer to relegation zone for Real Mallorca. And one step away further for Girona from relegation zone. So that is the end of today's live stream for me. I've been your host for today. My name is Daniel Armstrong. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's matchup. Make sure you tune in next week where we'll have Rayo Vallecano facing up against Real Mallorca. Very difficult match against a difficult team at a difficult stadium, I will say. The performance is going to need to be better than this one if they want to try and get anything out of this. So again, thank you so much for tuning in to this matchup. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube Play Red channel. Also make sure to follow us on our English Twitter page for daily updates, as I run the account and I post the daily updates on the squad and on everything. So make sure to subscribe to the YouTube Play Red channel. Make sure to follow us on our English Twitter page. And again, thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's night stream. Everyone have a good night.
Todos los equipos empiezan a surgir las urgencias, ¿no? Todos los equipos empiezan a mirar hacia atrás, todos los equipos luchan todos los puntos, todos los partidos. Hoy lo hemos visto con el Girona, porque sabemos que en la Liga las segundas vueltas son muy duras y que te pueden cambiar el panorama por completo.
Sí, no, básicamente pero por muchos factores. Lo primero porque se empiezan a definir, llega el mercado de invierno, hay fichajes, hay altas, hay salidas, pero se empieza a definir lo que cada equipo va a hacer. O sea, se define Europa, se define campeón de liga, se define el descenso. Claro, tú ganabas hoy, te alejabas un poco de ese grupo de descenso, con la derrota de hoy, ese descenso se acumula más, ¿no? Porque, como decías tú, el Levante ha ganado 0-3, el Girona pues te acaba de ganar y se pone empatado a puntos contigo, hay diferentes equipos con 18, con 19, es decir, en un margen de 3 puntos hay hasta 8 equipos. Entonces, yo creo que ahí es donde está un poco todo por definir y donde el Mallorca sí que necesita como mínimo ir sumando ahora otra vez de nuevo, volver a coger esa confianza. Hoy has perdido ese margen que tenías, ahora ya te has quedado sin margen, ya no te queda más remedio que volver a sumar de 3. Y como Antonio decía, ya no solo es esa segunda vuelta, sino es la sensación de que, claro, te venía un partido que podía ser un duelo directo de un equipo que está por debajo,
Eso es.
que le podías meter 6 puntos al descenso, y como decía él, no se ha visto como esa no sé si necesidad o esa sensación de decir, hey, vamos a ir a muerte todo el partido a por ellos, a por el Girona, que no puedan revivir.
Es que es lo que ha dicho, ¿no? Que al final en casa tienes que ser más fuerte, ¿no? Y tienes que demostrarle a un equipo que, pues, cuando hablamos de liga, ¿no? Yo creo que el Girona está en la liga del Mallorca. Tienes que hacérselo pasar mal. Yo no he visto al Girona que hoy lo pasara mal en ningún momento. A lo mejor en los primeros 10 minutos,
Sí, o
pero...
los últimos 10, pero ya con un
Sí,
0-2.
exacto, pero es lo que ha dicho Antonio, ¿no? Que no es que hayan tenido ocasiones, porque realmente las ocasiones tampoco no es que hayan tenido ocasión, ha sido más empuje, ha sido más vamos a probar el corazón, ¿sabes? Pero bueno, el Mallorca de los partidos de su liga, ya te digo, tiene que empezar a ganarlos porque está empatando con todos y al final yo creo que tienes que empezar a sumar 3. Está muy bien empatar, pero claro,
Sí, pero sobre
vas a
todo
Oviedo,
de los 10 para abajo es donde tienes
eso
que
es.
sumar los 3 puntos.
Eso es, porque claro, vamos a Oviedo y empatamos el partido. El Valencia, que también está abajo, pues empatamos el partido. Hoy ante el Girona, que tenías que hacer bueno ese empate en Mestalla, que yo creo que tenías que hacer bueno el empate, lo pierdes en un partido donde el Mallorca ha reaccionado tarde. No sé en qué pondrías el foco, a qué hay que mejorar, porque creo que en el fútbol siempre hay que mejorar, seas el primer clasificado o seas el último clasificado, todos los equipos siempre tienen que mejorar. Primero de todo, yo creo que en casa hay que ser más fuertes, hay que demostrar que esto es un fortín.
Sí, 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 en casa, sobre todo porque estamos sumando menos victorias de las que nos gustarían. Pero bueno, es que esto es fútbol, lo que pasa que es verdad que hoy la sensación ha sido un poco de... No sé cómo explicarlo para decir que no se ha visto como a veces hemos visto esa intensidad, ese querer, ese... Como si hoy hubiese sido un poquito, vamos a ver qué pasa, ¿no? Vamos a dejar un poco el Girona a ver cómo se encuentran ellos, en vez de ir directamente, mira, el Girona está abajo, hoy puede sufrir, puede, perdón, puede morir, vamos a ir a por ellos.
Claro, porque tú te alejabas por completo de esas posiciones bajas y te plantabas en la posición, en la 10ª posición de la liga. O sea, te metías de lleno en esa posición media de la liga, que al final parecía muy lejana, pero no era tan lejana.
Tal cual.
Tema de la presión. Yo creo que sí que es verdad que el Mallorca, cuando le presionan muy arriba, cuando le presionan a morder, está escaso de ideas. ¿Qué te parece, Sandro?
Sí, es que, a ver, al final dependes mucho de los jugadores que tienes. Si en la primera parte, por ejemplo, hemos visto que ya Virgil y ha habido momentos que, por ejemplo, no es capaz de salir, cuando te falta algo así o cuando te falta alguien en medio campo, el Mallorca no está cómodo. Es verdad también que Mordanes, ¿no? Lo decíamos, el día Valencia tuvo ciertas molestias, hoy hemos visto que podía tener. Te ha faltado un poco también la dupla, ¿no? Porque veíamos que esa dupla entre Samu Costa y Omar se llevaban entendiendo hasta que se tuvo que ir a la Copa África y que había dado muy buenos resultados, ¿no? También aquí has tenido un pequeño cambio. Y Sergi, por ejemplo, que decíamos, ¿no? Que estaba empezando, que ya tenía un buen partido. Es verdad que en los últimos metros no termina de estar acertado últimamente.
A mí me ha faltado más que el equipo conectara con la zona de medios. Me ha faltado porque, claro, ha entrado Omar y lo hemos visto muy poco a Omar Mascarell bueno, cuando ha salido lo hemos visto muy poco.
Sí,
Ha
sí.
pasado desaparecido. Es que me ha faltado que la zona de máquinas donde se cuaja todo, ¿no? Entrar un poquito más en acción. No sé si crees que muchos pases largos, muchos pases largos a Jan Virgili.
Y muchas situaciones muy rápidas, pero muy imprecisas. Al final, si tú recuperas la pelota y puedes correr y puedes transitar, ahí está bien que aceleres la acción, que vayas rápido. Pero hay momentos que, por ejemplo, vienes de mucho tiempo de no tener la pelota frente al Girona, que está cerca de tu área, pues a lo mejor hacer lo contrario, tenerla tú, aunque sea en zona de atrás, que le llegue a Leo, dar vueltas, simplemente que no tenga la sensación de que ellos también pueden tener control. Porque al final eso le va a generar cierta sensación de, hostia, es que queremos recuperar y a lo mejor ahí también te cometen un error y ese siguiente pase largo te entra más fácil.
Sí, pero lo que hemos dicho cuando ha habido muchos momentos que, bueno, hemos regalado el balón al Girona, ¿no? Pero que hacía falta esa falta de presión, esa mordiente, ¿no? Que hemos visto a Pablo Feo, que tú mismo has dicho, ¿no? Que echado de menos el hacer una falta, el decirle al equipo, oye, vamos hacia adelante, que no jueguen con nosotros, porque ha habido momentos, sobre todo de la primera parte, donde el Girona eh, acumulaba acciones, recuperaba, basculaba con el balón, ¿no? Y prácticamente nosotros estábamos mirando el partido, lo estamos mirando, no atacábamos, ¿no? Y yo creo que haber dado el balón por completo al Girona, vamos con los datos, si te parece.
Me parece bien.
Porque bueno, mira, la posición de balón al final, porque es verdad que en los últimos momentos el Mallorca lo ha recuperado un poco, 48% para el Mallorca, 52% para el Girona, 3 córners para el Mallorca, 6 para el Girona, 9 disparos del Mallorca, de los 9 disparos 3 se han marchado fuera, 3 han sido bloqueados, perdón, 4 se han marchado fuera y 2 han ido a portería. El Girona 9 disparos, 3 han sido bloqueados, 2 se han marchado fuera y 4 han ido a portería. El Girona te gana en las estadísticas y es verdad que los jugadores...
En sensaciones.
En sensaciones, ¿no? También. ¿Qué jugadores destacarías del Mallorca hoy, Sandro?
Pues mira, destacaría a Antonio Sánchez, que ha salido en la segunda parte, ya está bastante bien. Puede ser que por algún momento más feo, porque ha sido el que parecía que no, pero ha aportado. Jan Virgili de menos a más, sobre todo desde esta segunda parte que le han cambiado de lado. Y
sí, porque Arnau lo ha anulado.
Sí. Y poco más. Hoy Leo, por ejemplo, no está acertado. Murici tampoco ha estado, a pesar del gol, no ha sido el partido donde haya estado más acertado. Mateo Joseph ha entrado bien, porque tal como lo hemos visto intervenir también muy poco. Sergi y Mordanes prácticamente no han tocado la pelota. Omar, que decías tú. Samu ha tenido momentos bien y momentos no tanto, entonces ahí sea un poco...
Tenemos, perdón, protagonista, sí, tenemos a Mateo Joseph, vamos a escucharlo.
Sí, pues estamos con otro protagonista, Mateo Joseph. Bueno, Mateo, derrota dura y una reacción que al final se ha quedado a medias.
Sí, como has dicho, derrota dura, sobre todo porque bueno, Girona está en una situación parecida a la nuestra. Estamos jugando en casa y no poder pues sacar los 3 puntos pues duele. Entonces, a partir de ahora pensando en el siguiente partido y positivos porque esto va así, subidas y bajadas y hay que mantenerse en un equilibrio.
Del posible 1-0 de Samu Costa, que hace un paradón Gazaniga, pasamos al 0-1 y del posible 1-1 con ese fuera de juego, al final, por desgracia, se pasa a ese 0-2. Son como 2 golpes, ¿no?, que se lleva el equipo, ¿no?, de poder marcar, al final acaba recibiendo el gol y al final después es un poco, se hace cuesta arriba.
Sí, estos partidos son de detalles, sobre todo contra Girona, que tiene también muy buen equipo. Y bueno, los detalles pues han sido eso, que ellos lo han metido para adentro y nosotros, bueno, otros días entrarán, así que hay que mantenerse positivo. Es un partido que ha sido muy parejo, entonces hay que seguir mejorando lo que tenemos que mejorar y para adelante.
Y sobre todo imagino, ¿no?, que quedarse con esa reacción del equipo, ¿no?, tras el 0-2, y es verdad que al final no se ha logrado sumar siquiera un punto, pero bueno, sí que se ha visto un equipo que lo ha intentado hasta el final.
Sí, como has dicho, muy buena reacción. Al final las cosas se van a poner siempre difíciles y hay que saber pues darle la vuelta. Yo creo que íbamos por buen camino, pero bueno, hay que pues aprender de esto y la siguiente vez pues ser nosotros los que nos ponemos por delante.
Mateo, gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Ahí están las palabras de Mateo Joseph, que el jugador dice mantenerse positivo, mantener el equilibrio, porque bueno, muchos momentos que suben y bajan de rivales. Y mira, tenemos a Jan Virgili, vamos a escucharlo cuando esté preparado, Damián.
Pues jo ara en sí, amb un altre protagonista, en Jan Virgili. Bé, Jan, bon vespre, i imagino que enfadat, no?, i fastidiat per aquesta derrota que ha estat dura i que hem intentat fins al final cercar l'empat.
Sí, al final veníem sent forts a casa i òbviament no és com ens hagués agradat començar l'any, però hem de ser positius, que això és molt llarg i no s'acaba el món avui.
Què creus que ha pogut faltar a l'equip en el dia d'avui?
Bueno, al final el futbol jo crec que va dels encerts a les dues àrees, no? Hem passat d'estar 0-2 a haver pogut fer l'1-0 nosaltres i el 2-0 potser. És futbol, s'ha de seguir endavant i hem de ser positius.
Jan, i tu com te vas trobant? Perquè al final, sobretot en aquests darrers minuts han sortit moltes jugades per la teva banda. Tu com t'estàs trobant?
Bueno, bé, jo com sempre dic intento ajudar l'equip, no em sento ni més responsable ni menys que un altre i sobretot intentar ajudar l'equip, fer la meva feina, que al final és intentar posar centres, intentar anar de lateral i sempre que pugui fer la meva feina i ja està.
Ja corregir el que s'ha de corregir i millorar per ja pensar en el Rayo.
Sí, ara hem de pensar en la setmana que ve i oblidar-nos, que això ja ha passat.
Jan, gràcies, Janins.
Ahí está la palabra de Jan Virgili, que queda mucho, dice, pero es verdad que queda mucho, pero la segunda vuelta se aprieta muchísimo todo y todos los rivales, del rival que crees que menos daño te puede hacer, al final te puede terminar castigando. Hablaba Mateu Josep y Jan Virgili de encertar, que el Girona ha estado más encertado que ellos. ¿Qué te parece? Porque es verdad que el primer gol también es una acción un poco extraña donde no sé si Leo Román se la termina comiendo porque no ve, porque no tiene la mano fuerte, porque yo creo que
A ver, ha sido un tema de acierto básicamente porque es más clara prácticamente la de Samu Costa que la de Simancó. La de Samu Costa, en parte por la intervención de Gazzaniga, en parte por el remate de Samu, etcétera, etcétera. Termina la pelota en córner.
Perdón, tenemos a Yagoba. Vale, Damián.
Yago Barrasate, Yago, buenas noches. Derrota dura y una reacción que al final se ha quedado a medias.
Sí, sí, es una derrota dura, es un paso atrás y bueno, pues hay que levantarse, ¿no? Como bien dices, pues bueno, hemos reaccionado pero ha sido tarde y no nos ha dado para empatar.
¿Qué crees que ha faltado en el día de hoy?
Bueno, creo que el primer tiempo no hemos estado bien en la presión y luego con balón tampoco hemos hecho mucho daño. Es verdad que dentro de que ellos tenían la posesión, creo que ha tenido una ocasión cada equipo, incluso la nuestra más clara que la de ellos, pero te vas por debajo en el marcador. Segundo tiempo ya creo que hemos jugado más en campo rival, hemos sido más nosotros, pero bueno, tampoco hemos tenido esa pizca de fortuna, ¿no? Ese gol anulado de Takuma, que por segunda semana consecutiva, pues bueno, al final te lo tienes que creer. Y el 0-2 te hace daño. Al final reaccionas, terminas en campo de ellos, pero no ha sido suficiente.
Hiciste un cambio en el descanso, esa entrada de Omar Mascari por Manu. No sé si era una decisión técnica o también había algo de alguna molestia.
No, Manu tenía una molestia en esa acción que ha ido a presionar y entendíamos que con Omar íbamos a presionar mejor y por eso hemos hecho el cambio.
El 0-2 llega antes de los cambios. No sé si trastoca algo. Es verdad que los mantienes, pero no sé si trastoca un poco el plan.
Sí, porque bueno, queríamos pues tener una doble referencia con Mateo Josef y jugar más en campo rival, que es lo que hemos hecho, pero claro, es difícil levantar 2 goles.
Mister, ahora solo queda corregirnos lo que ha pasado hoy y ya pensar en una salida también complicada con la de Vallecas.
Sí, esto sigue, estamos muchos equipos ahí. Es verdad que hoy teníamos la posibilidad de dar un saltito y no lo hemos hecho y damos un paso atrás, pero bueno, hay que levantarse, queda muchísimo. Tenemos que terminar la primera vuelta de la mejor manera ante un rival que ahora mismo está parecido a nosotros en la clasificación y sobre todo tenemos que mejorar las prestaciones de hoy para tener un mejor resultado.
Mister, gracias.
Vale, gracias.
Las palabras de Yagoba, paso atrás, derrota dura. Yo creo que es lo que primero ha dicho el entrenador. Paso atrás porque realmente pues te metes un poco otra vez en el lío donde estabas.
Porque es que si hoy gana la Real, te metes en un follón muy complicado. Ahora mismo solo estarás un punto por encima del descenso. Claro, es que estabas ahí metidos, te podías poner a 6, podías meter ventaja directa y es un poco lo que comentaba Yagoba. Y lástima, es que ha dicho lo que acabamos de decir prácticamente un minuto antes, que es que la ocasión de Samu, por ejemplo, era más clara que la suya, no ha entrado y que los cambios que como hemos comentado aquí también, ¿no? Que Damián le decía, están preparados y lo han mantenido, es que están preparados y justamente cuando te van a salir, porque encima hemos visto que has funcionado, has encajado ese segundo gol y eso ya era difícil de levantar. El gol de Takuma, pues anulado por 1 milímetro
Y quiero quedarme con esto.
Entonces,
no sé si le ves sentido a estos fueras de juego. Yo de verdad que,
claro,
a ver, si es fuera de juego, es fuera de juego. Pero esto también...
En esto estaremos siempre en el... Si me beneficia a mí, pues se pita. Si me perjudica a mí, pues no. Que al final es... Lo
pero
que pasa
claro,
es
el
que
fuera de juego
a mí
es la puntita de la bota.
ese 3D es lo que a mí me deja un poco
Te lo
loco.
tienes que creer.
Que te lo tienes que creer porque... Pero claro.
Claro, pero es que claro, es que... ¿Cómo me dices tú que la máquina sabe que la punta de la bota hace lo que dice la máquina? ¿Me entiendes, no?
Te lo tienes que creer y ya está, no hay más. Casualidad o no, que justamente últimamente pues nos está saliendo en contra.
Bueno, pues como ha dicho Yaguar, nos lo tenemos que creer. Dicho esto, compañeros, no sé si tenemos a Michel en rueda de prensa. Vale, pues cuando podamos, compañeros, si podemos contactar, bueno, pinchar a la rueda de prensa de Mitchell y escuchamos lo que dice. Bueno, Jan Virgili también ha dicho que esto ya es el pasado, hay que mirar al próximo partido. Y sin ir más lejos, el próximo partido es el domingo ante el Rayo Vallecano a las 2
del mediodía.
Partido complicadísimo también, ¿eh?
Sí, sí, partido muy difícil ante un rival precisamente directo que está en el mismo lado que nosotros, ¿no? La clasificación, a nivel de puntos, a nivel de juego. Pero bueno, lo que no has podido ganar hoy lo vas a tener que ganar ese día.
Partido complicado. Bueno, Sandro, no te voy a hacer tener más frío porque está haciendo bastante frío. Así que, nada, muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Y si os parece, compañeros, vamos a escuchar la rueda de prensa de Michel. Vamos a escuchar qué dice el entrenador.
No tocar l'equip perquè el veies bé o perquè a la banqueta no trobaves o no tenies les solucions que volies?
No, el partit estava bé i s'ha complicat quan ha sortit Josep doble punta, han posat Virgil en la dreta, bueno, he posat línia de 5 i després els canvis era una mica si treure's a Axel l'equip tenia menys fortalesa en el joc aeri. Si Bana no estava, l'equip no tenia profunditat, era difícil fer després el penalti ha fet que, perquè ahir l'equip necessitava canvis, però he vist que 4 minuts sortir en aquesta situació fred és difícil i per això no he fet els canvis que tenia previst.
Hola Michel, bona nit, Marc Brugués del Diari de Girona. Què suposa aquesta victòria per l'equip a nivell de grup, de començar l'any amb victòria, amb una alegria després d'un any tan dolent com el passat?
Sí, per mi el més important és la imatge que ha donat l'equip. Els jugadors han demostrat que són bons i que són competitius, que contra un rival que té fortaleses que a nosaltres en teoria no ens van bé, l'ho hem solucionat molt bé, amb pilota i sense pilota, i per mi és el més important. Sortir del descens està bé, és un pas, però tothom sap que hem de fer 42 punts i queda un partit de la primera volta. De guanyar estarem a la meitat dels punts que necessitem i ja està, hem de continuar, però la sensació és bona i l'equip ha canviat una mica d'aquesta imatge que en duels l'equip no donava la millor versió.
Que és de Televisió de Girona. Bona nit i felicitats a Mitchell. Si em permets una doble. Una, és el partit més seriós, potser, de la temporada del Girona, com a seriós, em refereixo, i una segona, s'han vist que hi ha Reis, com és lògic, suposo que deus tenir la carta a punt, i això que deies, no?, que acaba la primera volta el diumenge que ve. Aquesta carta seria justament el pronòstic que havies fet tu d'arrodonir els punts d'aquesta primera volta, els 21.
Sí, la primera... seriós. Sí. Per mi és el partit més complet que hem fet en la primera volta i per tot. Per la sensació, per el joc, per la defensa, per tot. I no demano només que treballar i tenir salut per fer-lo i tenir aquesta passió que tinc per el futbol i per la meva professió. Només la realitat és que l'equip ha de continuar treballant i que els Reis portin salut i felicitat. I 21 punts, pues, lo hem de guanyar nosaltres en el camp.
Hola Michel, soy Joan Tejedor de la cadena SER.
Hola.
Tenías claro dónde tenía que mejorar el equipo, ¿no?, de las transiciones. las áreas, lo que cuesta cuando hay que defender sin balón atrás. Por un lado, ¿qué te deja el partido de hoy que digas, por ahí hemos empezado a ir bien? Y luego mentalmente, lo que supone tener que administrar en la situación que estabais una ventaja durante tantos minutos, haberlo sacado adelante y ahora veros fuera del descenso, también eso que empujón da.
Sí, sí. Bueno, las situaciones... hemos sido un equipo que cuando ha salido a presionar al rival y hemos recibido balones a la espalda o segundas jugadas, nos hemos hecho muy largos. Y esa sensación hoy no la he tenido. Hemos cambiado un pequeño detalle, sobre todo con Banat, lo ha hecho muy bien.
Vale, pues vamos a recuperar la rueda de prensa.
Son jugadores que son muy fuertes en esa segunda jugada y te pueden echar mucho hacia atrás. Y luego lo que has dicho tú es, yo con 0-2 y cuando han ellos sacado 2 puntas y hemos tenido alguna situación ahí, hemos metido línea de 5, digo, me voy a meter atrás y voy a defender el resultado y el equipo ha tenido la sensación de que estaba controlando dentro de que el rival estaba con balón. Nosotros pocas veces tenemos el control de la situación cuando no tenemos el balón. Y hoy tengo la sensación de que ellos se sentían cómodos sin balón. Evidentemente nos han hecho sufrir en alguna situación de centro y tal, pero hemos controlado mucho mejor. Bueno, es un poco lo que les he dicho a los jugadores. Este cambio nos vale para demostrarnos a nosotros mismos que somos jugadores con una mentalidad de querer tener el balón y tal, pero que también sin él somos un equipo competitivo, que creo que en el 2025 hemos sido muy pocas veces competitivos en este sentido.
Buenas tardes, Mr. Chisco Díaz de Radio Nacional. Enhorabuena por la victoria. Por lo que usted está comentando, esta victoria evidentemente a nivel deportivo es importante, pero sobre todo le da un valor mental. Y luego le quería preguntar también si le ha sorprendido, sobre todo en la primera parte, tener posesiones de balón que rondaban el 70% contra un rival directo y que si les ganaba a ustedes hoy les ponía 6 puntos por encima.
Bueno, nosotros somos un equipo que tiene bueno, esa jerarquía de tener el balón desde atrás. Contra rivales que nos han venido más al hombre, pues hemos sufrido un poco más, pero la sensación de ser un equipo protagonista con la pelota la hemos tenido a lo largo de toda la temporada, pero luego en las áreas no hemos sido buenos. Y hoy, sin embargo, bueno, ellos han tenido una ocasión muy clara en una pérdida nuestra, pero creo que la primera parte hemos demostrado que teníamos profundidad, que teníamos juego y que teníamos defensa en la transición, que para mí es clave a la hora de plantear un partido como Girona. Y no me ha sorprendido que el Mallorca tuviera poca posesión porque nosotros la hemos administrado muy bien y jugadores como Lemar en este caso nos da una pausa diferente, porque entiende muy bien los espacios, se coloca muy bien en zonas del campo donde es difícil presionarle. Tenía que salir mucho Valjean a por él en zonas para hacer hombre a hombre, tenía que salir muy lejos de su zona y eso pues ha hecho que siempre tuviéramos la superioridad un poco del +1 que nos da mucha posesión. Bueno, la segunda parte ha sido un poco más diferente, ellos han dado un paso más adelante, luego el 5-4-1 que hemos puesto nos ha dado la posibilidad de defender sin balón y a ellos, pues bueno, ya tenían un marcador en contra y se han echado mucho más hacia adelante, pero bueno, feliz porque el equipo ha demostrado que con balón y sin balón somos capaces de competir.
Sí, estem. Gràcies a tots. Gràcies al Mallorca pel tracte. Bona nit.
Ahí están las palabras de Mitchell, después de, como hemos dicho, momento feliz para él, que valora mucho haber salido del descenso, pero sabiendo, ¿no?, que queda muchísima liga, que la segunda vuelta va a ser dura y, como hemos dicho, en las segundas vueltas todo se aprieta, todo se complica y sobre todo que cualquier rival te puede complicar el partido. Mitchell ha conseguido una victoria heroica aquí donde pues saca a su equipo de esa zona de descenso y el Mallorca, como bien ha dicho Yagoba, un pasito atrás, pero que ya mirando hacia Vallecas, el próximo partido ante el Rayo Vallecano, que va a ser un partido complicado y duro, un equipo que ahora mismo se encuentra prácticamente a un punto del Mallorca, está en la posición 14 el Rayo Vallecano y no lleva muy buen últimos 5 partidos, porque el Rayo en sus últimos 5 partidos lleva cosechadas 3 empates y 2 derrotas, 14 goles a favores y 21 goles en contra. Y de los 18 partidos jugados, 4 victorias, 7 empates y 7 derrotas. Por lo tanto, el Rayo, que no está en su mejor momento, tampoco lo estamos tal vez nosotros, ¿no? Que hemos arrancado el 2026 con esta derrota y siempre uno quiere arrancar el 2026 de la mejor manera, pero su último partido pues fue el empate 1-1 de Liga. Tiene que jugar Copa del Rey, por lo tanto tiene este partido intermedio ante el Granada. Veremos a ver cómo se gestiona este partido. Vamos a esperar a la rueda de prensa de Yago Barrasate, que yo creo que no le va a quedar mucho en entrar al entrenador en la rueda de prensa, y volvemos a conectar. Conectaremos directamente ya en la rueda de prensa con Yagoba.
¿Qué tal? Buenas noches. Comenzamos la rueda de prensa de Yago Arrasate post partido. Como siempre, porfa, nombre, medio y una pregunta por turno. Empezamos por aquí delante con Juanmi. Luego Alberto.
Sí, mister, ¿qué tal? Juan Miguel Sánchez, en directo FIU y Radio. Lo dijo en la previa del partido que perder hoy quizá...
Sí, primer tiempo creo que ellos han sido mejores. Hemos estado desajustados, no robábamos y con balón tampoco hemos hecho mucho daño. También es verdad que cada equipo ha tenido una ocasión, que igual la nuestra ha sido más clara que la de ellos, pero es verdad que no hemos estado bien. Y segundo tiempo, pues bueno, por lo menos hemos jugado más en campo rival, hemos sido más reconocibles, pero bueno, entre esa acción de Takuma, que es por poco fuera de juego como el otro día, y el gol de ellos, pues se ha puesto complicado y luego hemos tenido empuje, hemos terminado en el área de ellos, pero no ha sido suficiente.
¿Qué tal, mister? Buenas noches, aquí Alberto Hernando, Carrusel Deportivo de la cadena SER. La sensación que ha dado, no sé a qué lo puede achacar el entrenador del Mallorca, después del parón, daba la sensación de que era algún tema físico, no sé si de contundencia al empezar el partido, llegaba algo más tarde el Mallorca que el Girona, esos balones divididos. ¿Qué simbiosis puede haber ahí entre el tema mental y el físico? ¿Van unidos, van desligados uno del otro?
No, creo que es un tema de posicionamiento. Al final, cuando tú no estás bien ajustado, al final llegas tarde y parece que te falta intensidad, que no vas de lleno a los duelos y todo eso, y es por las distancias, ¿no? Entonces, ahí es verdad que no nos han hecho prácticamente una ocasión, nos han hecho, que ha sido el gol, que está mal defendido, y no es la primera vez que nos hacen un gol parecido. Pero es verdad que ellos han estado mucho más cómodos y han llevado el peso del partido en ese primer tiempo. Yo creo que no ha sido un tema físico, sino ha sido un tema más de posicionamiento.
Miki.
Mister, Miquel Verge per Esports 3 en Lloc a IB3 Radio. ¿Y por qué se produce ese desajuste? ¿O cómo se puede solucionar ese desajuste durante el transcurso del primer tiempo?
Bueno, pues al final ellos hacen salida de 3 y nosotros íbamos a 3 jugadores para apretar, que han sido Takuma, Muri y Jan. Y luego si entre los dos centrales libramos con uno, pues al final hay un jugador libre que encontraban muy fácil, ¿no? Pensábamos que iban a hacer otra cosa por dentro, nos han desajustado un poquito porque en vez de normalmente hacen 2 y 3 y han hecho más con uno y luego meter un jugador más, y ahí al final los centrales no tenían esa referencia, solo a Banat, y Lemar se descargaba mucho, se bajaba de posición y ahí nos ha costado un poco ajustar, y entre eso y que luego de ahí nos giraban fuera, sobre todo en banda izquierda nuestra, pues hemos sufrido.
Chisco, ahí atrás.
Buenas tardes, mister. Chisco de Radio Nacional. Yo le quería preguntar un poco por la figura de Leo Román, que ha tenido una tarde un poco complicada, sobre todo luego al final físicamente. No sé cómo está con ese choque con Munichi después de, el primer gol, que igual ha tenido un poquito un error, y luego cometiendo el penalti del 0-2.
Sí, bueno, es nuestro portero y lo tenemos que animar en estos momentos, que hoy no ha tenido el mejor día seguramente, porque ese primer gol normalmente lo suele sacar. Luego es verdad que ha hecho una buena parada de segundo tiempo, y en la jugada del gol también, pues del segundo, pues no ha ido decidido igual a ese balón. Sí, han tenido un choque muy fuerte y los dos, pues bueno, están suturando a los dos. Creo que Muri es una brecha y Leo en la cabeza.
Paco Muñoz, de Onda Cero. Habla un poco de errores que ya se han visto, de situaciones que ya hemos vivido. que el club fiche, pero fiche de verdad y preguntarle si usted vino para este proyecto, para tener una plantilla como la que tiene o para tener más de lo que tiene.
Bueno, no es momento para que yo pida aquí nada. Hemos hecho un mal partido en casa, hemos perdido y mi labor es sacar más rendimiento de lo que estoy sacando a esta plantilla. A partir de ahí está la dirección deportiva que tiene el mes para apuntalar, para mejorar la plantilla y en eso está, pero yo ahora sería un error por mi parte pensar que, no sé, van a haber 2, 3 jugadores que van a solucionar esto, ¿no? A partir de mañana seguir insistiendo y en Vallecas ser competitivo como lo estábamos siendo para sumar y salir de esas posiciones.
José.
Hola, aquí Mister José Peñameters Televisión. No sé si le ha decepcionado un poco el partido de hoy, pero a la vez no sé si le consuela que se ha decidido también por detalles, porque estamos hablando de la de Samu, la de Asano, partido malo, pero que igual te entra la primera y cambia todo.
Aquí hay 2 cosas, ¿vale? Que el primer tiempo parece que ellos tienen el balón y te están pegando un baile, ¿vale? Y a nivel mental hay que ser tan fuerte como para pensar, hemos tenido una ocasión muy clara y ellos han tenido una también y no estamos tan mal en el sentido de, claro que tenemos que jugar mejor y tenemos que ajustar mejor y muchas cosas, pero a veces te vas del partido por esa sensación y el público también lo tiene. Entonces parece que todo es un desastre, ¿no? Entonces es verdad que pierdes 1-2 y que luego depende, pues si metemos la de Samu nos ponemos por delante, igual el partido cambia, o la de Takuma para empatar. Pues sí, es verdad que luego ha habido detalles dentro del partido, pero mi labor es que el equipo ataque mejor, que tenga más posesión y que sin balón estemos más ajustados como hemos estado otros días, ¿no?
Pablo.
¿Qué tal, mister? Feliz año, Pablo Chinarro para Marca y Radio Marca. Yo te quiero preguntar, con este partido se concluye ese que era los 5 que se hablaba de la Liga del Mallorca, en el que solo se ha conseguido una victoria. No sé qué balance haces de estos 5 partidos que igual eran especialmente importantes y te sientes especialmente decepcionado con ello.
No, es que no estoy pensando si eran 5, 4, 3, 2. No, lo que estoy pensando es que hoy hemos perdido y que tenemos Vallecas la semana que viene y tenemos que terminar la primera vuelta con más puntos de los que tenemos ahora.
¿Alguna pregunta más? Volvemos a empezar aquí. Juanmi, luego Alberto.
Sí, mister, le han preguntado un poco el tema del mercado. El otro día le preguntamos mucho. Lo que le quiero preguntar es si con 3 fichas libres usted no tiene la sensación de que van demasiado al límite en cuanto a efectivos.
Yo lo que tengo que decir lo digo de puertas para adentro. No voy a decir aquí lo que necesitamos, lo que no, pero tampoco estoy en condición de decir hoy, cuando hemos hecho un partido en casa, pues no, digamos, acorde a lo que estábamos haciendo. Entonces, yo creo que tenemos plantilla para salvarnos y mi labor es hacer un equipo competitivo para salvarnos. A partir de ahí, pues claro que me gustaría mejorar la plantilla, ya veremos.
Alberto.
Mister, si te quería preguntar, lo has contestado un poco ahora al final de la respuesta, pero ¿cómo te administras tú o cómo te dosificas manejando a este Mallorca que es un poco incertidumbre saber qué partido le va a salir al Mallorca cada fin de semana? ¿Cómo, no sé si tienes algún camino trazado para dar con la tecla que puede ser para tener una línea, esa continuidad a la que apelabas en la previa y que ya hemos escuchado?
Sí, no es fácil. Cuando crees que igual puedes tener una continuidad en algunas cosas, pues luego sale un partido como el de hoy que sobre todo, pues eso, que te ves lejos del rival el primer tiempo en cuanto a no poder robar, no poder generar situaciones de mucho peligro, ¿no? Entonces es como volver otra vez hacia atrás y por eso digo que es un paso atrás, pero bueno, ya sabemos que el fútbol es cambiante también, que cada partido es muy diferente, cada partido tiene sus matices y lo que tenemos que hacer es entrenar, corregir, analizar, mejorar y ser competitivos el domingo.
José.
Mister, siguiendo la pregunta de Alberto y un poco que remarcas mi labor, la frustración igual de hoy es más personal, contigo como entrenador o en general con el equipo.
Cuando hacemos un partido así perdemos, no te voy a engañar, yo no me aguanto ahora mismo a mí mismo, pero bueno, pues soy así también, entonces claro que tengo parte de culpa y por eso pues al final te echas piedras, no son piedras, al final es una realidad, pues porque hemos estado desajustados, porque no hemos generado, porque en el segundo 20 hacemos una acción muy buena que casi Muriqui hace gol o Samu hace una ocasión y de ahí nos cuesta luego hasta el inicio del segundo tiempo generar situaciones en casa contra un equipo que sí que tiene balón pero también estaba encajando goles. Pues bueno, eso es lo que yo me achaco a mí mismo y hay momentos donde no me aguanto y eso dura, pues no sé, si 24 horas, a veces más también.
Vale, pues hasta aquí la rueda de prensa de las buenas noches.
Pues estas son las palabras del técnico del Real Club Deportivo Mallorca, Yago Barrasate, analizando lo que ha sido el partido de hoy, analizando esta derrota dolorosa, pero el equipo lo ha intentado hasta el final. Como bien ha dicho Antonio Sánchez, con corazón y con empuje, pues han buscado el empate final, pero no ha podido llegar. 1-2 en esta jornada 18, volvía el fútbol en 2026 aquí en Somos, no ha sido posible la victoria, pero ya buscando sacar puntos de un estadio complicado, difícil como es Vallecas, ante un rival como es el Rayo Vallecano, que tampoco está viviendo sus mejores momentos. Por lo tanto, tenemos que aprovechar e intentar sacar puntos ante el Rayo. Dicho esto, nada más. Muchas gracias a todos por haber seguido el partido aquí con nosotros. Visca el Mallorca y suerte. Buenas noches.